And it wouldn't have been he was fired because of that. Nah, they would have fired him because maybe it was a player personnel move. They would have turned it into something else. It wouldn't have been that. It would have clearly been something.
I don't disagree with the fact that should happen.
Right.
But like, hold on. I know someone who did that 30 times and he only got 11 games.
Right.
So, it's
here's the thing, though, Tone.
No, that's crazy.
One more time for the people in the back that didn't hear that.
That's crazy.
That's Dale, man. Dale got the Mariah Carey ringtone.
First of all, Tone, the Deshaun Watson situation is completely different.
Dell is on mute. Dell don't got no ringtones.
That was
Mariah
Fluent.
Carey ringtone that was, man.
That's my soundboard ticket.
Oh, I thought that was Dale's phone. I want to say, Dale, man, what you doing over there, dog? Dale got a special hotline over there, man.
No, I know it's not the same. I know it's not the same as Deshaun Watson. What I'm saying is, he's not the only owner doing stuff like this, and the more that it comes out, I think the better. But the punishment doesn't. Like, he needs to not be the owner of the Suns anymore. First of all, he was a cheap ass owner for about a decade, and now just recently he started to spend a little bit of money, and he was probably doing it to cover up so the attention would be, I have a winning team.
Hey, Sterling did say he knew a lot more. Sterling was getting ready to go down swinging, and nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing, and now it's like, I think I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. What I think the situation going on is, I think that the owners are going to kind of be quiet on this, because I think that Sarver know a lot more too. And I think they know if they get real dirty with Sarver, that, it could be one of them cats that try to bring everybody down. And that's the last thing the league needs is, like, something where you got multiple owners like this getting exposed, because then you got to change up a lot of stuff, around the NBA. That's why I always tell y'all this, man. When we talk about these teams, bro, I always say this to y'all. I know y'all people think I'm crazy and stuff. They say, Ticket's just crazy. He just stuck in. No, I say this stuff. The reason why I say this stuff about these different teams and balancing these teams out and all this other stuff, bro, is because a lot of these teams could become irrelevant, bro. If you got teams, for example, before Chris Paul and them went over there, the Phoenix Suns were going into irrelevancy.
Nobody cared about Phoenix.
Nobody cared about it. So then if you got this type of stuff going on with irrelevant teams, this is how the league can lose teams and the league can be destroyed. So to me, I think you need stronger player personalities in those situations that can really speak against this type of stuff. Because if you don't really have that, which surprises me that Chris Paul really didn't, especially after they went after Sterling like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chris Paul was over there with the Sarver situation, and so was Devin Booker. I'm just like, bro.
Let me ask you a question though.
Chris Paul goes to, huh?
Go ahead,
I was gonna say that too, Fluent. That's crazy. Let me ask you a question though, Ticket. I get what you're saying in terms of player movement and getting there to be faces to stand up for relevancy, but for some NBA teams, the relevancy is just the money.
But where's the money?
And that overcomes Put it this way. Look what happened with Sterling. The Clippers just got bigger, and they got bigger. Even if you know what I'm saying. The Knicks, they know who they got in the owner in Dolan. But remember, they still the top bigger. 2 or 3. But I get what you're saying, but
because the league forced Chris Paul to get traded. And remember, Chris Paul was going to the Lakers.
I don't think the league forced Chris Paul to go to the Clippers.
Because remember, hold on. David Stern was acting.
I know what David Stern did, acting for New Orleans and vetoed the Kobe trade, but I didn't think they forced him to the Clippers because of Donald Sterling. All I'm saying is money is so relevant in everything we do. Of course, it's one sour seed here, but the fact of the matter is they know they could get him out of there, and somebody's going to walk into that NBA spot no matter what. It's no player movement. Look how long Minnesota been irrelevant. Or how many bottles? It's really only 5 or 6 really good teams in the NBA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not about how good you are.
It's the money, right?
It's revenue that you make.
It's revenue, right?
If you look at it, are those teams making money though? Or the Orlando Magic making money?
They gotta be if they still here.
No, that's not true, bro. Some teams getting loans.
Hold on.
Most teams are not making money. Most teams are not making money.
Six of the 29 teams in the league, if I'm not mistaken, 16 of them was in the red.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, chill. Hold on right there.
I gotta see that stat too.
You're going into my level of expertise though when it comes to money.
Right.
So let me say this. One, let me go back a second. this is exactly what the league needs. It does need a shakeup. It does need a bunch of owners to get fired for doing this stuff so we can bring in proper people and make change. So I disagree with that point that it does need to happen. But when we say the money aspect of it, the teams are making money because they're making the money from the TV revenue deal, which is shared among all the teams. Keep this in mind as well. When you say 16 out of 30 teams are losing money, man, I'm telling you right now, that's a shell game. Because all these guys are billionaires and they know how to use the tax benefit of a losing money business to their benefit so they don't pay taxes. So the NBA team might look like it's losing money. They're not losing money.
Let me ask you a question, though. Let me ask y'all a question. Because, see, everybody.
No, there might be. Orlando, maybe.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy because of the stuff. When I say this type of stuff about these players all going to one team. Don't y'all think that if it was, let's just go back to the 90s. Not even talk about the 80s when the league was stacked up, when they had super teams in the 80s and stuff like that. Let's go back to the 90s where you had most guys spread out. Like you had Reggie Miller in Indiana, you had Clyde in Portland, you had Pat Ewing in New York, you had Zoe Morning down there in Miami. You had the whole league was spread out. Don't y'all feel like that makes a better, like, for example, you had fans that were more fans of teams. They supported teams.
Of course, that's a fact. I agree.
More loyal fans.
I agree. I agree.
Hold on, but when I say the stuff that I say about the players building super team stuff, I'm saying that what you're doing is you're killing not only the competition around the league, but you're watering down. You're killing a whole setup of the league because if all these dudes. Let me say this. If all these dudes is on different teams, this is the question I always ask y'all: how great would we be saying these dudes are if they had to go through it the same way Reggie, the same way Mike, the same way Dominique, the same way Elijah?
I understand.
It's only the 90s, though. But it's only the 90s, though.
Where do we rank Hakeem if he played with two of the top 10 best players in the planet in one era? Where do we rank him if he gets 6 or 7 tips? Do y'all put him as the GOAT then?
Ticket, I understand your aspect.
Hold on, let me give you 2 things. One, in the 80s, the Celtics and the Lakers and the 76ers for a little bit had all the players. Had by far the best teams. Did that ruin the league? No, that actually saved the league. People like dynasties. People like dominant teams. In baseball, where there's no salary cap, they did that. And yes, it was the same 2 or 3 teams winning every year. But hey, basketball has somewhat of a salary cap. But look at it. Even with these super teams, they're not winning all the time, right? I get it. There's injuries and other things. But you've had Toronto, Milwaukee. San Antonio is not considered a super team. San Antonio win. So you've had teams who don't have these star players combining winning. So I hear what you're saying.
Right.
Of course, it's easier to have 2-3 great players, of course, to win rather than when you don't. But it doesn't guarantee a win. And so it's still and they still got to play around with the salary cap. And you know this. When you got a LeBron, a Wade, and a Bosh, the rest of your team, you got
it's minimal. It's marginal.
Together, some guys who are going to take minimum.
The rest of their team,
they got lucky.
They still got Ray Allen. They still winning that. Right, but they still got Ray Allen. You still had Mike Miller on them teams. You still had what you call on those
Shane
teams?
Battier.
Shane Battier, sure. And in their 4-year stretch, they lost to Dallas and San Antonio.
Yeah,
that's their fault.
Super teams.
See, hold on.
But that's what I'm saying. So they're still. You can still win without it.
But this takes me back to what I'm saying, and this is why I say this. That's why I ask y'all all the time, how great are these dudes really? Because I want you to see, peep this right here, and I ain't gonna say nothing. Michael Jordan was in an era where he wasn't on a super team at all, but Mike proved that he was without a shadow of a doubt the best because him on the Chicago Bulls, not only did he three-peat without a super team, which is the only other team that do that without a super team, is the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. Nobody else came close to three-peating without a super team. Nobody.
But I would argue Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen is better than Braun, Wade, and Bosh.
Well, not only that, Dale.
No, that's
I would rather the 90s, 91, 92, 93 Bulls before I would Braun, Wade, and Bosh.
Well,
I would. So that's I'm not going to go to like because I think Rodman. I think the Rodman Bulls is a super team. I don't care how you try to mention it. It wasn't viewed as super team then, but I think Rodman Bulls.
I don't believe in super teams at all anyway. So
right. And I wanted to say something about your point ticket with losing money and Orlando Magic. The top 2 teams to lose money last year is the Warriors and Brooklyn Nets.
Thank you.
They were at the top of the league. They were at the top of the league.
When you paid $400 million in salary.
But see what I'm saying?
Most of the teams that lose.
You got to look at their salaries versus their earnings. They're paying so much money for different players and they're complaining because listen, remember they complained with the league about the salary situation because they didn't want to pay a hit of like $400-something million. So they got fined $500,000 for complaining to the league. But guess what? This is why, and I truly believe this too. The league need to go back to a hard cap. That way you can control how many teams get superstars on their teams. To me, I truly believe, because when I debate you guys, all I want to know is who is truly the best. When we say these guys are the best, I hate rating guys on different scales, bro, because it's hard to say, okay, where is Bill Russell all time? Because look who Bill Russell played with in his career. It's hard to say, where is Larry Bird all time? Because look at all the guys Larry Bird played with. Because once again, if we put Larry Bird,
you value in winning in terms of how I value a team based on how they play basketball.
No. What I'm saying is, listen. True greatness brings about winning, a winning culture, a winning mentality. For example, I go back to Mike. Mike's true greatness, without Michael Jordan, the Bulls are not favored in any of the finals they were favored in. Without Jordan, these are facts. So, and what I mean without Jordan, I mean if you took, let's say you took anybody else that was in the league, damn near, and put them in Jordan's spot, they're not getting favored in most of those series. Right. Because the Phoenix Suns, these dudes are winning 60 games coming out the West. The Utah Jazz are winning 60 games. Them teams was picked to win the chip. The only reason why Jordan was getting a nod from people is because of his true greatness, bro.
No, that's not true, Ticket. And here's why that's not true. Because back then, as good as Jordan was, the knock on Michael Jordan was, you are absolutely awesome, Mike. You are absolutely a great scorer. But the problem is what you do is not going to win. And he needed those other guys to produce in order for that to happen. Not only did he need those other guys, but not only did he need those other guys to produce for that to happen, that general manager and Jerry Krause did a great job in building that unit around Jordan.
Jordan didn't make those guys produce? Scottie Pippen didn't come in the league. Hold on, let me ask you a question. Scottie Pippen didn't come in the league as a bench player? Scottie Pippen did not come in the NBA.
Most players come in the league as bench players.
In this era, most players do not come in the league.
But wasn't Scottie like a top 10 pick?
He was the number 6 pick in the draft.
Yeah, that's top 6 pick though.
He was the number 6 pick in the draft.
Hold on, let me answer low. Did Scottie? Did Larry Bird come in the league as a bench player?
You're naming top. Stop. No. You're about to go on. Stop. You're about to go on. You're about to go on and name some of the top like 10% of ball players of all time. Most players,
top 75 player.
That's still top 10%. That's still top 10% of all of the players who ever played in NBA history. Majority of players who come in the league do not come in the league playing at all-time highs or even all-star levels. That's not majority of players.
I'm saying all the key guys pretty much came in the league in their first 2 years. After their first 2 years, them dudes was rolling at an all-time level. Look at KD. Look at LeBron. Look at D-Wade. Look at Chris Bosh.
You're naming top 30.
But with that also,
Chris Bosh ain't no top 30 player. He was damn near leading this team to the playoffs. What, in the second, third year?
I'm talking about in their era. You're naming players.
I'm talking about all over. I'm talking about from that era all the way through. Which one of the only guys you say that was like that was like Kobe Bean Bryant, because he came into a situation where Eddie Jones was there. They had Nick Van Exel. They had established dudes. Eddie Jones was an all-star, I think, before that. So you had dudes that was established when Kobe came over there. Right. But he was like one of the only ones, him and KG. Correct. But by the second year, KG took over. So all I'm saying to y'all is this, bro. Bro, when we look at the spectrum of all these dudes, man, and we talk about the greatness and the level, and we judge dudes by greatness, I'm saying Scottie Pippen came in the league as a bench player. He was not even nowhere near he was after 3 or 4 years. That's because Mike helped these guys grow. And here's the proof. Here's the proof.
Same thing with him.
That's what Mike. Hold on. Here's the proof.
After you get this proof off, we got to move on. Ticket.
When Mike was out the game, Scottie couldn't get to the conference finals, and then turned around and begged Mike to come back the very next year when the Bulls were looking like crap. He pointed to the shoe and begged them to come back. And then after he left, after the second three-peat, what did Scottie do the rest of his career? He got $100 million and did what? He flopped.
Well,
period.
Let's rewind real quick, Ron, and I think and we'll move on. So number one, Scottie Pippen was an all-star in year 3. So we'll start there. He was a starter in year 2. That's number 2. And not only was he a starter in year 2, not only was he a starter in year 2, they went to the Eastern Conference Championship in year 2. 14 points, add that to the fact that Scottie Pippen got better every year. Now, all of the people
14 points. Mike was carrying them. Keep it real.
That wasn't Scottie Pippen's, bro. You keep using points to determine how good a player is.
He just made it seem like that them dudes came on ready made. They wasn't, bro.
No, that's not what he said. You made it. You literally said that it took Scottie Pippen like 4+ years to get to where he's at. In year 3, he was already an all-star.
Bro, he was not the same he was 4 or 5 years in, bro.
Nobody didn't say that.
And nobody is. Jason Tatum isn't the same player today in year 5 that he was when he showed up in year 2. It's not the same. That's exactly what you're saying.
That's literally what you're saying.
What you're telling us is, Ticket, is this dude shows up and he's a baller right from the beginning. That's not the point. The point is that these dudes materialized because of Jordan, but Jordan materialized because of them too. It wasn't just.
I got one question.
Hold up, Ticket. Nah.
Is Scottie Pippen Hall of Famer without Mike?
We're about to move on.
Is Scottie Hall of Famer without Mike?
Everybody's a Hall of Famer. Yes.
Without Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen's a Hall of Famer.
We don't know.
We do not know.
If Scottie Pippen goes to Seattle, you gonna tell me right here he's a Hall of Famer? Top
we don't know.
We don't know how he would have turned out to be. So,
hey, I'm gonna put it like this: Scottie Pippen and GP would have talked shit up, and that's all I know.
Well, first of all, that's all I know. Here's the thing, Ron. Here's what I don't think would have happened. If Scottie Pippen is on that crew with Sean Kemp, number one, they don't have the number 1 overall pick, so they don't even get Gary Payton because I think they would have been. I think they would have been a lot better.
It's crazy too, though.
Absolutely, I think that they would have been awesome. So I think that they would have been a lot better. That's number 1. But with that being said, we gotta accept the fact that as good as Jordan was, the rap on Jordan was, "You are a phenomenal individual player."
But let's be clear, that wasn't just the rap on Jordan. It was the top scorer in the league can't win an NBA championship. Yes. This is a big man's league. It's a center's league. It's not for guys like George Gervin and guys who lead the league in scoring to win titles. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, some of you were not around, but for us that were, right, there were guys laughing when Jordan got drafted. Like, yeah, he's really fancy and he does a lot of cool things, but he can't win in this league. He can't come inside. Like, you need a big man. That's why Portland picked Sam Bowie. You need a big man.
That's what
that was the rap. And all of those guys came in.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. I want to shout out all of our regulars, tier 2.
That was an interesting question from Ticket. My fault, Ron.
I want to shout out all our tier 3 elite members. Everybody that's in the chat right now. We got about 730 people in here. Can we get the likes up? Let's not do this today. It's almost 800 people in here, and it's only 150 likes. Let's get them up, baby. All right. I got a super chat that I want to start with. It's for you and you only, Dale. My man Loaded 2K said, Dale, if you replace 2016 Curry with Kevin Durant, do you think LeBron comes back from 3-1, or does KD get it done?
Oh my God.
Wait, ask the question again.
If you replace 2016 Curry with Kevin Durant, do you think LeBron comes back from 3-1, or does KD get it done?
Oh, in the finals. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Just to the final stage. Mm-hmm.
That's a great.
Yeah, I think they win with KD.
No, they do not.
Now here's it. Now remember who we talking about. Now remember who we talking to.
That's what I'm saying.
Before we go any further, remember who we talking to. Remember who we talking to now. Right. Okay. Make sure we clear, Ticket. Okay. Make sure we clear who we talking to.
They don't even have a 3-1 lead with Kevin Durant. They don't even have a 3-1.
You see. You know what's crazy though? Time out. You know what's crazy though?
Hold up, Fluent. Go ahead, Dale.
The thing about that question is, I feel the Warriors are a better team with Steph instead of Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a better team. Single 1-1, it just flows better with Steph. But that's why I asked. That's why I said before the question. So I said in the finals, and they're already up 3-1. Right. That's why I asked that. I preference that because I think KD could win one of them 3 games with that squad.
Bro, why ain't do that in the series before then?
Facts.
What do you mean the series before?
Against Oklahoma, when he was on Oklahoma City.
With the Warriors is a different system than what he would play with OKC, and you know that.
No, we're not. No, how would it be a different system? The guy that makes the system,
coach is different. The coach is different.
No, but the system that flows through Curry wouldn't be there anymore.
Okay,
I just asked you guys the question.
But let me ask you a question.
When
Steve Kerr, when Kevin Durant was playing with the Warriors and Steph was out, did he go back to OKC games, or did they still play the Warriors system?
He was
He was
I'm sorry,
ISOing.
okay, go ahead, Lo.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Of course, he was ISOing, but was he in a
before.
more ISO system, or was it still the Warriors system?
No, they were ISOing.
When Steph wasn't there?
It was the Warriors system.
When Steph was not there at all.
He's replacing him with the Steve Kerr system. Would be what his system is.
No,
now you're adding more context to it. Now you're even so. The point of the matter is, I think KD could get one because he could match up LeBron better than Steph could match up against a LeBron. And one thing people say that Steph was hurt. People said that Steph was hurt. That Steph wasn't himself. That Steph wasn't this. So Kevin Durant at that time could win one more game to close it out.
If everything goes the same, if everything goes the same, Draymond gets suspended, and if KD shoots the way Curry shot, then yeah, they still lose. But
exactly.
Go look at what Curry did in those last 3 games. He stunk. Go look at how he shot in those last 3 games. Go look at what he did in those fourth quarters. I see what Dell is saying. I don't think we get that from Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
why? We literally saw it in the series before. What are we saying? We saw it already.
I've never seen you just change the. It's two different. It's different.
No, it's not.
Go ahead, chill.
What's not the difference?
When have you ever seen KD go to university in his whole career outside?
Chill, go ahead, because it's.
But you're putting him back in Golden State.
Without Curry.
Okay.
Without Curry, he said.
Without Steph Curry. So if he's in.
So you give Kevin Durant a 3-1 lead.
Dell is saying
you're giving Kevin a 3-1 lead in the Warriors system. Steve Kerr, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson
is better than OKC's supporting cast coach.
Even if it let's
the younger Iguodala too. Remember this is finals.
Yo, that's crazy.
Let's say it's the same team, right? Bro, who's playmaking? There's nobody who's really playmaking like that. Kevin Durant, I'm not saying he can't playmake, but not to the level of Curry. That's what really got a lot of those players quality looks. If he's not playmaking or there's nobody there to playmake to that level, how are players getting the open looks for them to score like that? 2, it's not like Curry was not the only person who struggled in that series. Klay Thompson struggled, Harrison Barnes struggled. So they still would have been leaving Harrison Barnes wide open.
But you're making the game. The Cavs is not guarding Kevin Durant where they're guarding Steph Curry. So you can't say the same defensive schemes is going to be same with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. It's not going to be the exact same.
He doesn't have, but I'm not saying that. I'm not even talking about how they guard one another. I'm talking about how they guard the supporting cast. They were leaving Harrison Barnes just open, and he was missing shots. That's the same problem. But you're having in OKC.
You're predicting everything to happen the same way,
and I'm negating it. What?
I'm saying I'm negating that for one game. I think KD in a Warriors jersey without Steph Curry could get one game versus. It's a better chance because we've seen how Steph already against that team.
I don't see it happening because then at that point, him and LeBron cancel each other out. So now you're looking at the other guys, bro. I don't see him doing that because
it's not canceling out. He would have I know I see what you're trying to say, but let's be clear. LeBron was averaging like 40 plus in the last 3 games.
I'm saying that. I'm saying even if KD was to average 40 without Steph, that still presents a problem because you still got Kyrie over here going off for 40. So that
overcomes. So Dell, I want to ask Dell a question. So Dell, you believe, and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, you believe that KD on that
could get one game. If they're down 3-1 already, they could win one game. Yes.
A better chance of winning one game against the Cavs than KD on OKC had against winning one game against the Warriors.
Because it's a different system. And your logic is it's a different system. Which now compounds KD's logic that he was on the wrong team because he wanted to be in Golden State simply because of the system.
He never should have left Golden State. He should have gone there and stayed there.
He complained about it. He the same dude that complained about that same system.
Well, we're changing the question now from 3-1 to winning one game. I think KD on that Warriors instead of Steph could win one game.
But
here's the thing. Dell, here's the thing. We're not changing the question. We're talking about a series. The series isn't over.
Oh, man.
Okay, they're up 3-1. No doubt about that. They are up.
If he win one game, the series is over.
Right. He's got to win one game. However, the way that the Cavs were playing, they don't do the way that the Cavs were playing. They don't switch up their style that much for Kevin Durant. Because remember what we're talking about. We are talking about the unanimous league MVP who was scorching everybody.
But that the reason y'all taking him off the team is because he played so bad. You see what I'm saying? So don't say could one game, could Kevin Durant have just one good game better than the 3 games Steph Curry played?
Let's say he did.
Let's look at game 7. Let's just look at game 7.
Wait. We can go by each one. We can go by.
No, hold on. I'm gonna just talk about game 7. You can go.
Fine. Let's go to game 7. Right. Let's go to game 7.
They still had a chance to win. Steph does a behind the back pass out of bounds.
That behind the back pass has nothing to do with it. Let's make sure.
Are you serious?
Hold on for a second, Lo. Hold on for a second, Lo. Just so you know,
if you're in the crowd, like the video is.
Just so you know, Dal, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, 12 for 36.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, them 6 for 24. So I'm not done. Hold on.
How much did they lose by?
Hold on, Dal. 6 for 24. Their game was predicated on these dudes shooting the long ball. That was their game. So now we have what we have a momentum change because their game with them cracking the long ball isn't working. So because that's not working, and the Cleveland Cavaliers, who at that time had a top 5 defense, and their game was predicated on stopping them dudes and slowing them down, and James got going, and Kyrie Irving got going, and all of these dudes got going.
How much did they lose by, Chill? In game 7,
they lost by 4 points.
4 points.
They lost by 4 with both of them shooting 6 for 24 and both of them playing so bad. So you're telling me Kevin Durant with a good game, a great game.
Why is he having a good game though? Why
isn't he?
Because he's Kevin Durant. Because he's Kevin Durant.
Why? Okay, because it's Kevin Durant is the reason he could have a good game. It's the reason why it would be a bad game. It would be a bad game.
Why?
So
Kevin Durant.
How did
Kevin Durant would have 3 bad games? Hold on. So Kevin Durant would have 3 bad games?
No. It like he said, because if he don't want to go to game 5 and 6, Kevin Durant could have scored 10 more points than Curry. No, let me say it.
Steph played bad. They didn't get killed in any game except the one in Cleveland. In game 6.
Kyrie could have. No, they lost by I think like 15 in one of these games.
Game 6, I think game 6.
Yeah, Kyrie. I mean, Kevin Durant. What am I trying to say right now? Because I'm all over the place. Kevin Durant could have scored. Kevin Durant could have scored 10 more points in game 5 and 10 more points than Curry in game 6, and they still would have lost those games. So they lost to
and now it's going to be 3-3.
So that's what I'm saying.
All won for one win.
So then we go to game 7.
Hold on, though. I don't like this conversation at all. I don't like this conversation at all. However, to say that if he scored 10 more points, that changes the whole, and they lost by 14. But that also changes the whole dynamic of the game, because if Kevin Durant makes that shot, there isn't a Curry long rebound and a fast break, and then the Cavs.
No, I get that.
The fact of the matter is, the Warriors could have still won. Two minuscule mistakes by mine. I'm playing so bad. That's all I'm saying.
Kevin Durant
let me ask you this question: How do
now you're just being petty? That's all. Now you're just being petty.
Guys play off of KD versus Steph, because somebody dropped an interesting stat in the super chat. And Ron,
hold up. I'm about to. I've been
trying to get to it.
So hold up.
The thing is, if KD was on the Warriors and Steph was on OKC, it's probably OKC in the final, right? Because he would have blew that series again.
Steph with Russ.
That'd be a crazy.
Hey, Ron, read that super chat so he can see that right there.
I got 2 super chats to read for you guys, and then I actually have another question. Y'all.
Wait, I still have one more thing to ask, because I know everybody's answer, but I still have to ask it.
All right, bet. Got a super chat from my man Sid Day. He said Steph without KD is 32-4. Durant without Steph is 28-18. Same team. Go look it up. Stop with the underlining Steph. It's
honestly, timeout. That stats means nothing in this conversation.
It really does. It don't that much.
It means nothing. It
means
nothing in this conversation
because
they gave the team 3. That don't change. I said KD got 3 games to win 1 with the Warriors versus Cleveland.
Winning it.
Listen.
Whatever. Let me ask you a question. Game 3 of the finals, right? When Steph played terrible, Klay played terrible, KD had like 43 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he have a game like that? I'm just asking you a question.
Because he's not on the team with both Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. It's just Klay Thompson then.
So what? So
because
leaving Clay.
No, not leaving Clay. They were double teaming Curry for majority of that series. They were doubling hard.
I watched that game. I watched that game.
Oh no. What I'm saying is that the whole defensive scheme would drastically change on how they guarded Kevin Durant because there's not another player of Curry's level on the floor. There's just
question:
not.
Did Steph KD play 46 minutes with Steph Curry on the floor or no?
No, I don't think they didn't play every single last minute. No.
Bro, Kevin Durant is 3-2 in game sevens in his career. Now, if you take that game 7 off, which they beat the Houston Rockets in when he was with Curry and them, and you take the other game 7 off that they won with Golden State, he got a losing record in game sevens.
Well, listen, I'm sorry. Whatever you guys say, one game with the Warriors team to beat Cleveland down 3-1. I'm taking
minus
Steph Curry. I'm taking him with one game. I'm sorry.
I'm reading the super chat right now. Hold up. Relax.
What's the other one? Yeah.
So Football Breakdown said they were far less efficient when Steph was only out. They were a 500 team in the regular season minus Curry. KD does not have gravity. Simple.
He has gravity, but not to the same level.
I don't believe he has Steph's gravity as well, though. I could agree with that, but that has nothing to do with the question that was asked.
It does. Yes, it does.
Another super chat from Football Breakdown.
I hope it says gravity is stupid. I hope that super chat says gravity is stupid.
He said KD also blew a 2-0 lead to Giannis. Dale does not understand how limited KD is. He rarely looks exposed because he played with 3 prime MVP players.
Okay, well, Dale, before you even answer this, first and foremost, this could be situated really quick. Kyrie Irving got hurt in like game 2. So the whole
James Harden, he blew 2-0. They was mopping the floor with
Fluent, he got hurt in game 4.
What was game 4? I think it was a game. No, it was game 3. It was game 3.
Game 4. He got hurt before halftime in game 4.
Was it game 3 or game 4?
They lost game 3 straight up.
Yeah, okay, you're right. It was game 4. Correct.
They were losing game 4 when Kyrie.
No, they wasn't losing. They was getting smoked, Ticket. They wasn't just losing. They was getting smoked. They was getting smoked. Yes, they were. But with that being said, that's not a fair comparison because again, James Harden sold in that series. James Harden was not very good in that series at all.
He couldn't play. He had a hamstring. He couldn't play. He couldn't move.
But even with him not being able to play, that's neither here nor there. I know who James Harden is in the playoffs. He's shown me too many times who he is in the playoffs. But the difference is that they were rolling until Kyrie Irving got hurt. That was the difference. So that logic that KD blew he blew a 2-0 lead. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's gas.
That doesn't work.
Doesn't rolling because we always say this. The playoffs don't start till you went on the road.
That's correct. That's correct.
The Bucks won game 3.
They did.
They were winning game 4 with Kyrie on the court. So we don't know how that would have panned out. We seen how KD pans out in game 7s. But
right.
they dominated the first 2 games at home.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
When they went to Milwaukee, they could barely score the basketball. They only scored like 83 points in game 3.
Ticket, you always say something that if Draymond never got this package by LeBron, what would how do you know how that would have panned out?
Well, if Draymond would have never got suspended, I think the Warriors would have won. Listen,
how do you know how? But let's answer the question. How do you know how that was going to pan out?
Because you got to look at the momentum of the series. That momentum of that series. That series was down and out. They were out of that series. The Cavs. What happened was when Draymond got hurt, and then Kyrie got to cooking. Then LeBron came behind Kyrie and started cooking. Once LeBron seen that Kyrie was about that life, he was really coming with it. That's when he got the cooking.
When you said momentum, I just stopped there. Momentum is a hell of a thing. When you said momentum, that was
right. KD wasn't stopping that moment. And you got to listen. This is one other thing you ignore. The other dudes. How do the other dudes respond to playing with KD versus Steph Curry? Because it's more movement with Steph Curry. So them other dudes wouldn't have played as well with KD because they were a team built around Steph Curry. So when you're talking about that, that's why the record does mean something, that they took more L's with KD, because it showed you that the style of play with KD didn't fit those players more than it fit with Steph Curry. So the supporting cast with KD,
I could agree with all of that, but the fact of the matter is KD's up 3-1 versus that Cleveland Cavaliers team. I think he's winning one game.
Bro, he never did it in his whole career.
I think he's winning one game. I think he's winning one game.
The Cleveland Cavaliers ended up winning the NBA championship, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers won the NBA championship. Steph Curry Steph Curry and the Warriors couldn't close the deal being up 3-1.
Was Steph Curry though? Y'all keep saying his name, but he wasn't playing like the Steph Curry here.
And whose problem is that? And not only whose problem is that, what we're not going to do is we're not going to blame this on injuries, because if they would have won, you wouldn't say a word about the fact that he was hurt.
If they would have won, we would have never had this question.
We're not even having that conversation.
If they would have won, we wouldn't have this question. The fact of the matter, the question is here because Steph played bad. That's why. And
you're saying that why did he play bad? What was the problem with him playing bad? Why did he play bad?
What, I don't know. You want to say the Cavs locked him up? I don't know.
I remember
he could big time possession. He couldn't get by Kevin Love.
Mm-hmm. And in addition to them slowing him down, dude. So the Cavs guard Kevin Durant the exact same way. They guard him? They cover him.
I think the dynamic of the game changes for the Warriors on offense and for the Cavs on defense. And the fact of the matter is,
it gets worse though. It gets worse for them. That's what we're saying.
It baffles me. Why do you think it gets so worse? How much worse could it get with a team with Steph and Clay on the court scoring 88 points?
They're not doing that.
So they're scoring 70 points now.
Y'all get this off because we got to move on. Go ahead, make your last point.
Klay Thompson and them did not play that well in that series. That's what we're saying. So the reality is that if you're sitting there saying they're getting it off, then they're getting it off because of the system that they're running. That's the reason why it gets worse. If they even if let's just say hypothetically speaking, they are still running a lot of off-ball movement, it's not going to be of the same caliber
which is not KD's strong suit.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question now.
Let Dale ask this question, and we got to move on.
Do you consider Steve Kerr a good coach? Do you think it's a good foundation over there? Okay. Do you think it's a good foundation over the Warriors got going on, making adjustments and everything?
Yes.
So you don't think a team with KD, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Harrison Barnes could win one game against that Cleveland team?
Not the way they were rolling. At that time, not the way they was rolling.
You keep saying that we're saying Steph Curry's name, and Curry wasn't playing like Curry. Bro, they were not playing like themselves either.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes was not making anything. Klay Thompson was massively
but that's my problem, though. So what's the point in switching KD and Steph if you're gonna say the players are gonna play the exact same? Why even make the switch?
I'm not saying they're playing the same. I'm saying they're playing worse. That's what I'm saying.
They were playing terrible. So
they will play worse. Okay,
so in Game 7, it was like 83-87. So the score for the Warriors would be 70 points at that time? 69? Come on, bro. That's baloney, bro. You know basketball. You talk basketball. That makes no sense to me.
All right, everybody's made their point. We have to move on.
That makes no sense. That's like being ignorant to know adjustments of a basketball team.
I'm gonna get to your super chat in a second. Hold on, low. We done with this. iOS Inc. I'm gonna get to your super chat in a second, but we have to make a pivot into another topic right along the same lines, though. Before I do that, we have about 1,100 people in here, and we only have 300 and something likes. What's going on, people? Can we get them likes up? I know y'all like this, so let's get them likes up. All right, we're actually gonna make a pivot. We're gonna stay with the same team, ironically, and the same players. But I know we all heard the recent news about Steph Curry, what he had to say about Kevin Durant.
Woo.
He said that the Warriors would have opened Kevin Durant back with open arms. Now, I want to know how we feel about that. I know we just talked about these guys switching roles, but let's talk about them playing with each other this year. And how do you feel about Steph saying that?
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. And the reason why I don't have a problem with it is because KD, number one, they were going to pay him. Not only were they going to pay him, he had some of his best seasons. He was the finals MVP twice with them. I just think that Kevin Durant had rabbit ears, and I think he talked himself out of that situation. And because he talked himself out of that situation, it became a problem for him. Because even what they would have had to give up to get Kevin Durant, I still think that Warriors team would have been at the top of the league, and they would have stayed at the top of the league for as long as they would have been there. So when I think about Kevin Durant being on that crew, it was him who wanted to leave. That's why Steph Curry is saying, I wouldn't have had a problem with him coming back. It wasn't like those guys ran him off, because they didn't run him off. Steph Curry, he was on the ascension before he got Kevin Durant. He was going this way. Now he changed his game. He slowed his game down in order to get with Kevin Durant. Remember, the year before he got KD, it's 30 a game. The year after he got KD, the year after he won the league MVP, those 3 years, his production went down. His shots per game went down. Not only did his shots per game go down, his points per game went down. And all of that stuff went down to wove Kevin Durant into the unit. And it worked because they won the NBA championship twice in 3 years. Now, if Kevin Durant stays on that unit with Klay Thompson, and add that to the fact that Klay Thompson ended up getting hurt, which would help them even more. If Klay Thompson stays on, if Kevin Durant stays on that unit, I don't think that we don't see Wiseman. We don't see any of them dudes. So I think that it was Kevin Durant having rabbit ears in a bad way. You can have rabbit ears in a good way, but him having rabbit ears in a bad way and him ended up leaving was a detriment to him.
Okay, Chill Town, let's go. My turn. I was silent. I didn't cut him off. Fluent,
appreciate you, Ticket.
I did not cut him off.
Now, come on, let's hear the headshot. I know you got a headshot for us.
First of all, cut the cap, bro. This boy got more caps than lids. Listen, Steph Curry was not going up at that time when KD came. He was heading down. They had just got walked down by LeBron. They wasn't going to win it anymore. That's why they went and got Kevin Durant, because Steph Curry knew they wasn't going to beat LeBron James and them no more in the finals. So that's why they stacked the deck in the first place. Because if Steph Curry really felt like they was that great, and it was because Draymond got hurt and because they lost Bogut that they lost the series, well, guess what? Why didn't they walk the same team back to the finals against LeBron James and go take it the next year? Why did they run and go get KD? They ran and got KD because Steph Curry did not really believe that he was the dude at that time. He didn't really believe that he could go do it. And I'm going to prove it to you. Steve Kerr even came out this year and said they didn't even think they was going to win the chip before the playoff started. They figured this team was a second-round team out. They didn't even figure they was going to win the chip. So this was a surprise to them. Go look at that quote. But let's get back to your other point. Once again, here we go with stacking the decks. You guys got a fantasy. You got a fetish with these dudes stacking the decks, putting all the best players. Why can't we see who the best is? Why can't we, like Ric Flair said, baby, whoa, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And you want the man to play with the man, not beat the man. And that's the problem I got when we talking about all-time greatness, man.
Let us hear it.
We don't really know how great these dudes are when you keep stacking the best players with the best players, man. Let's see if Curry can beat the man.
You got to beat the man.
All right, low, Fluent. Let's hear from you. How do you guys feel about KD?
You want to go
going back to the Warriors and Steph welcoming him with open arms?
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he welcome him back with open arms? He's one of the top, arguably, depending who you ask, 10 players in the NBA. Some would say 5, some would say 15, and he fits in with what they do. Steph. The cool thing about Steph is one of the best players in this league. Steph is a MVP, a champion, a finals MVP. He's got everything. But you know what's best about Steph? When he brings in other players, he embraces them. He allows them to do what they do. He doesn't care that I need to be the man. This is your team. This is my team. I need the most shots. You need the most shots. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He let KD come in the first time, and KD took over that role and had more field goal attempts and was the leading scorer for those teams. He did it. So if I'm Steph, I don't want to do it, but if I'm that, if I can pretend to be the real Steph, why wouldn't I want one of the greatest players in basketball to come play on my team? Of course I do. I want to win. It's about winning.
Bro, did Mike do it? Did Kobe do it? Did the all-time great?
Yes.
Yes. No.
Mike did it. Let me show you how Mike did it. No. We let you talk for a minute. So let me give you a headshot. Mike went out of his way to take a player that he hated in Dennis Rodman. Whoa, no, you're right. But he said, let him come to my team because I need rebounding. I need defense. I need that to win.
I didn't say that. I said, did he let him come to the team and be the man? Did Mike say anybody can come to the team and I'm going to give you the team, you be the man? Did Kobe ever do that? No.
Wait, what's the difference? But what he did do,
Steph.
Right,
Steph
exactly.
brought in KD and said, you take the shots. I'm more about winning.
Right.
I'm more about winning.
There's a difference between being the man. I'm sorry, Tony.
To answer your question, Ron. So to answer your question, Ron.
You gonna let a man come to your house? Y'all will let a man come to your house and sit at your seat at the table?
To answer your question, Ron, of course, if it's KD, he's going to welcome him back with open arms because he feels that having another great player gives him a better chance to win. Mm-hmm. And if that's what matters to you, that's what you do. Would I do it? No. Do I think what KD did was cool when he left OKC to go to Golden State?
No.
But if you want to win, hey, do what you got to do.
But and y'all counting that? And you counting that, Fluent?
I said I don't like it. I said I don't like it.
Count that. No, I'm saying because listen, Fluent. Shaq just came out on his podcast and said none of the legends in the past respect KD or respect his chips. None of them. Shaq just said that on his podcast. He just said that 2 days ago.
First of all, Ticket, we all know, and I'm not gonna take on any of your time, Lo. We all know that what KD did was, for lack of a better term, a sucker move. But we all know that what he did, for lack of a better term, was a sucker move. Now, Steph Curry was going the other way. Now, that Cleveland team might have been better, but Steph Curry as a player, he was a back-to-back league MVP. He was consensus best. He was definitely in the conversation as the best player in the world. I never thought he was better than James, but he was definitely in the conversation as the best player on the planet. So when you add KD, which don't get me wrong, it was a sucker move. When you add KD, you make that team even better. So why wouldn't Steph Curry say to KD, if he wanted to come back, especially after they just won the NBA championship, you want to run it back and let's do this again? Yeah. Absolutely. And reason why is because what is the mark of greatness in not just in this era, but in pro sports? The mark of greatness is championships. And Steph Curry is thinking as many championships as I could possibly get. That's what I'm going to do. And if I can get this dude back in the fold with the crew that I got, absolutely, I'm down to do that. And I'm at an age where I don't really care about being the man. What I do care about is I care about winning.
Y'all anti-competition, man. That's sad, bro.
I'm not. See, no.
He didn't say he liked it. He said
no. Do not get the answer.
Can I ask you a question? Hold on, because this came up on Fluent After Dark last night, little late night. Don't forget it. Don't Fluent After Dark. And I gotta ask. Sorry, Lo. I know it's your turn, but I gotta ask Ticket a question, man. All right, so you got a job that sucks. You get paid $50K a year. Your coworkers suck. Your boss is horrible. You got long hours. I call you up. I go, yo, Ticket, man. I got a job for you. I'm gonna make you VP of my company. I'm gonna pay you $400K. All your coworkers are great, and I'm your boss. I'm gonna let you do whatever you want. You going?
Nah, because I'm gonna be the boss of my own set. I'm a boss up.
Here we go.
No, answer my question first.
You from Greece, right?
No. Answer my question first.
You're from Greece, right?
My parents.
Okay, time out. Right, but you're Greek. They did the Greek freak the same way. They said, Giannis, we got a better job over here for you on a super team with the Warriors, or super team with the Lakers. You can go play over here, and you got a better job, better benefits, and you can win, because we don't think that you can do it on your own merit as the man. And that's after he got walked down by Kawhi Leonard, after he got swept by Miami. You know what the Greek freak did? Came back. Swept Miami. Excuse me, to Miami.
What else did they do? What else did they do?
Swept Miami.
What else did they do?
Hold on. And then won the chip. Right? So
what
he became his own boss. I believe in becoming my own boss and ruling everything. I don't want to work for nobody and be nobody.
They also got him one of the best perimeter defenders to replace that other dude.
A one-time All-Star in 15 years.
Still, they made his team better.
All right, Lo, I want to hear from you. Tap in, Lo.
Better than that other dude. Sorry, Lo.
Eric Bledsoe was horrible. Yeah, look, I think
Dale,
for
start warming up.
Look at that. Yeah, I think for Curry, I mean, obviously, my boy Dale ain't having it. Yo, I think for Curry, the answer is very easy to answer. The question is very easy to answer after you just came off of a final performance like that. Like it's a layup of a question. If he had lost, I don't think it would have been that easy to answer, regardless of how much winning y'all think that somebody would have done. Curry knew for a fact what the jury was on him, regardless if it was a fair criticism or not. Curry knew exactly the perception of who he was as a player going into that series, the perception of his team going into that series. It's the reason why after they won, he started going around being petty and doing the whole, doing all that stuff, because he knew how people thought about him in the rest of that team. So so is it cool to go win? Yes, but Curry knows that it comes with winning with some form of context. So after you've won it the way that you wanted to win it and you shut up all the people, it's very easy to say, hey, yeah, of course he can.
Katie, come be my side chick
Of
again.
course he can. Now, in terms of Kevin Durant, I hope he don't do it though, because he can't keep ignoring how people also view him as well. So I mean, I would hope that he wouldn't do it, but it makes sense that Curry want to do this because at this point he's already solidified in terms of like nobody's like Curry is now in the realm of where like LeBron is.
He can't mess up. He cannot mess up.
He can't mess up.
We're done. Everything Lowe said was what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
He's never been more comfortable in his basketball skin than he is right now.
It's done already.
And that's it. I just had to ask Fluent one question. What year was it that KD and Steph played together that KD led the Warriors in more shot attempts than Steph?
None.
I just want to know the year.
What weren't they? Is that first?
They were basically the same though, were they not?
They were around the same.
I don't know. He said come in the playoffs. He did.
Yeah.
Oh, I just always thought it was either Steph or they were fairly close. That was my.
They were close. No. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
It wasn't like even if it was KD or Steph, it was within 1 or 2. But it was my point was that Steph didn't just say, "Yo, this is my team. You're number 2." The way like when you saw the first year in the Heat, LeBron James to a fault was like, "This is Dwayne Wade's team." And I think that was to his fault. Whereas
hold on. Yeah, hey,
I think Steph embraced it a little bit more. That
I will say this in 2018. Now Durant did shoot more shot attempts.
There you go.
Not only did he shoot more in 2018, Lo, the 3 years that they played together, he averaged 2 less shots when he played with KD. He averaged 2 less. Not only did he average 2 less shots, he averaged 4 less points running around with Kevin Durant, and that's because he walked his game back.
But it's about the same.
It's the same thing. And KD averaged points too.
And not only did he walk his game back, he walked his game back because if you look at this unit was about ball movement. This unit was about player movement. This unit was about action off the basketball. Kevin Durant brought an ISO player into that unit that other teams didn't have, and that's what made them better.
Fluent.
Now, go ahead, Ticket. I'm listening.
Fluent, man. Fluent, he tried to sneak that in, and I caught him red-handed. I caught him with his hand in the cookie jar. You sit up there talking about some, you sit up there talking about some, yeah, man, just like D-Wade should have took a step back when LeBron came up. For what? He was the finals MVP. He was the champion. He had already won the ring.
I didn't say Wade should have. I said
D-Wade was the man.
I said he did not, and it cost them a finals because no,
that's not his fault.
That's not how LeBron plays. LeBron cannot be a side. LeBron can't be a number 2. LeBron can't be a number 2. LeBron can't play in a system. And sorry, just 17-18, yes.
All you had to do was play his game like he did with Kyrie. Kyrie was out there getting 40, and he was getting 40-point games in the finals. LeBron James was playing the same game. That's all you had to do with D-Wade. It was no reason why Chris Bosh was playing better than him in that series, bro.
Also, he wasn't. Yeah, Chris Bosh was horrible defensively that series.
Chris Bosh played better than LeBron. I said.
His numbers were better. Offensively,
he was not playing better.
My point is to what Fluent said, and Fluent from that era, bro. He know this, man. That's why you tick me off when y'all say this type of stuff. You from this era, bro. Bro, you know good and damn well, Fluent, and this is on everything I love, man, bro. That when that man went over there, if he does his job, just normal, I ain't even saying great, normal LeBron James, they win that series. So it ain't that D-Wade had to take a step back. He was the man. What I look like, that's why I was so mad at Curry. You already won a chip without KD. Why is you taking a step back? That's like me letting somebody come in my house.
Hold on. Let me answer that. Let me answer it. Because that's what puts the team in the best situation to win. When Wade took the step back and let LeBron be the leader of the Miami, what happened? Back to back. That's what is best for that team. It doesn't matter. You got to put your ego out of the way if you want to be a champ. Right? Look at the hat you're wearing. They stink. Why? Because the owner has a huge ego. You got to sometimes step aside and let your ego be okay. Just move, let it go.
Ticket. When you get on units, roles have to be established. It's not just we all coming on this crew and we just gonna roll the balls out and we all just gonna be nice. No, at some point, okay, you're gonna be the leading scorer, you're gonna be the leading rebounder, you're gonna be the distributor, you're gonna be our dirty work guy. We have to have that. That's why when the Bulls did what they did when they got Dennis Rodman, they allowed Dennis Rodman to be who he was. If they started. Yeah. If they started going to Dennis Rodman and going, yo, Dennis, we need you to score, that's not going to work because that's not his game.
You need to be in every practice. You need to be in every practice. You can't go to Vegas.
You easy work. How many games in a row did they win that year after they started off losing going 500 after the first 20 games that season? How many games they won in a row that year? So they got in the rhythm. Cut it out, man. Listen, I'm going to say it. I said it last week, and I'm going to say it again this week. and I'm gonna say it again next week. Ron, put me in a tight zone. If he don't do this, we ain't talking about nothing. This right here is the difference. This, and y'all want to ignore that. And that's my problem with y'all.
We do not
Y'all
want to
ignore that.
Y'all don't want to ignore that. We're not Ticket. We're not.
No,
Ticket. We're not here. Right. I understand it. I understand that, Ticket. And we're not. Here's what we're not doing. We're not ignoring this.
No,
nobody is ignoring that.
Ticket. Because of it. I say he can't. One of the reasons he can't be the GOAT is because of that. So I'm not letting him.
What I'm saying is, if he do normal. I ain't even saying he played below LeBron James. I ain't even saying be great. I ain't even saying be the best player.
I don't know.
I don't know how we.
Hey, Dale, they get this man a pass for that. If LeBron James played normal, I ain't saying
but nobody's saying nobody's saying he get a pass for it. We know he like
nobody's saying that. Nobody.
Okay, so hold on. Y'all think if he played normal, they would have won the finals that year?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I don't think nobody's saying that. Nobody not saying that. But also what we're saying is let's just be clear as well. Like the whole like back in the day, those players they just didn't have the option to do so. Like it's like Kevin Garnett just came out and said that he wanted to play with Kobe. Like he was on the brink of going with the Lakers. Like so, it's not as if like they were. I would have never in my life. And yes, Garnett is as dog as they come. He's as dog as they come, and he still was saying, Kobe. Me playing with Kobe was an option.
Who would have been a man on that team? You think Kobe would have laid down and said, "Hey, KD"? But
the point.
But you know what? You know what else he would have done too?
You know what? My point though. You're missing.
Don't do that, chill.
Wait, but you're missing my point. You're missing my point. They're both cut from that cloth, though, are they not? Is Kevin Garnett and Kobe both cut from that cloth, correct?
Yes. They both have that.
No. Can you answer the question? Are they not both cut from the cloth?
Yes, they are.
KG ain't cut from Kobe cloth. Kobe
Bryant
led his team to 3 straight NBA finals. KG underachieved with a Boston super team.
Did he really? Because whoa.
He underachieved with a Boston team.
How?
First and foremost. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Right. Kobe Bryant with 3 straight finals.
And please do not leave out, Ticket, that he did tear his meniscus going into the playoffs. Because if he doesn't tear his meniscus, that Boston Celtics team that beat that Los Angeles Lakers team, in fact, smoked them in 6 games, they would have beaten them again. They would have beaten them again. In 2009, if Kevin Garnett is healthy and they play, if Kevin Garnett is healthy, and I'm not done. If Kevin Garnett is healthy, in that series, going into that playoffs, they beat the Lakers again. They beat the Lakers again. That's why we need. That's why we need it.
Hold on. Go ahead, Dale.
I don't know. 09, maybe 2010. I don't think 09. Chill. 2010, maybe. I don't think.
Yes, they would have.
2009. Yeah, I think 2010.
Yo, I'm muting everybody right quick. We only got one mic. Hold on, Dale. You're muted. We only got one mic. Everybody can't talk at once. Go ahead, Dale. Talk to us, Dale.
I think 09 Kobe would have got that ring after losing 08. I think he would have got the Celtics out of there. But 2010, because I thought they would have lost 2010, then Kendrick Perkins got hurt. That hurt them. But 2009, I think that was Kobe's 4th ring, regardless of KD.
I can appreciate that logic, Dale. But the reason why I think 2009, because I don't think Gasol was ready for Garnett yet.
He was not.
He needed that finals experience, and he needed that.
No, he had it in 08. He got it. Not only did it again.
Yeah,
he needed it again.
I'm gonna put your ass on the grill. So I'm gonna ask all y'all a question. Here's the question: did Kevin Garnett underachieve in Boston? Because guess what? Hold on. Guess what? Cut it out, Chilltown.
What's the question here?
Because this is what I hear, right? Hold on. And everybody know this. And I don't care who say I'm cap. You dudes is liars. Everybody kill Doc Rivers and say Doc living off that one chip. They really underachieved in Boston with that team. So if Doc underachieved, that means that KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen underachieved for that stretch that they all played with the Boston Celtics.
Hey, hold on. Ticket. I don't think anyone says Doc underachieved when he was a Celtics coach, though. I think they say that after.
They said with the big three.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Living off the one chip.
I've
Bro,
never.
it's all over the
But wait.
I have heard it. No, I have heard it. I don't.
With the Celtics?
I've heard it. I've heard it.
I've never heard that.
But let's go with that logic.
Hold on.
Let's go with even if we go through that logic. The reason why they're saying is because 09 they couldn't get past the Orlando Magic, even though they got pushed to 7 games, and the reason why is because of Garnett.
Okay, and the reason why Kobe didn't beat them, he didn't have Andrew Bynum.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Trevor Ariza was hurt that
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying. I agree. But what I'm saying is that you saying that Garnett underachieved, when the only reason why they started to deplete and decline the way is because Garnett was never the same after that injury.
Okay, hold on.
Not because of Garnett though. Garnett was hurt.
Bro, it don't matter. I'll take you there. It don't matter. The same way they say LeBron underachieved with the Miami Heat. Guess what?
But he wasn't hurt though.
Hold on. D-Wade and them got hurt at the end, but nobody cares about that. They care about results.
Yeah, they should. They should.
But bro, we don't never really talk about that when we talk about the history of players winning and losing chips. The Miami Heat lost to the Los Angeles Lakers 3 years ago. Hold on.
That's you, though.
Hold on. The Miami Heat had 3 players in their starting lineup hurt in the finals, and nobody rarely talks about that.
But that's you. That's the conversation you be having. I talk about injuries all the time. The last
injuries matter.
Yeah, the last podcast we did, I talked about how Magic Johnson was injured. I talk about injuries all the time. Injuries matter. They matter.
All right, y'all. It's time to get into these super chats. And then after this, we will get into the topic of the show. Which NBA player has the greatest ring of all time? I can't wait to get into that. Before we do, it's almost 1,300 people in here. We only have 400 likes. What are we doing, people? Can we hit the like button? Can we do that?
Oh my God.
The crowd's booing those likes. You better get them up.
Oh my God.
All right, y'all. My man iOS Inc. with a super chat. He said, whose career would you guys say was better? MJ pre-first retirement in 93 or Steph at this moment?
That's not even
Michael
close.
Jordan. It's not even close. It's not even close.
That's why I exist. To cook
that's not
like this.
But
common knowledge, man.
But ticket, those are like minority people. There's like 10% who believe something is idiotic.
There's nobody. Ticket. Can we be honest for a second, man? Like, even if you ask the above casual fan to ask them, how do you rate Michael Jordan from 1984-85 to 1993, as opposed to Steph Curry in his inception from 09 up until this point? It's not close.
It's not close.
A lot of you dudes talking about Steph Curry, man.
It's not close.
But a lot in contrast to who though? Like for example, last time we did this, we said the Dwight Howard thing. Like, is Dwight Howard a Hall of Famer? I did a poll on Twitter. They got 30,000 votes. 95% of them said yes, he's a Hall of Famer. So you can't make the argument based off of the 5%. Like,
no, I'm not making up the 5%. I'm saying it's more than 5%. I'm saying it's a lot of these.
But it's not around here.
Bro, it's a lot of these.
It's a minority. It's a minority.
Bro, a lot of these clowns think that LeBron is better than Mike, and he got 6 NBA Finals losses.
It's not a lot.
All right, y'all. Next,
right? Because I feel like ESPN did a poll like 3 years ago, and 83 or 84% said Jordan was still the GOAT.
Hold on, but that was after, and then you got to look at the age bracket, bro. I'm talking about these new age suckers that's out here. I ain't talking about the dudes that know basketball.
Let me say this quickly. House of Highlights. House of Highlights. Wait, before Jesus, don't start there. House of Highlights just did a poll this year in the off season for who's the GOAT, right? And the vote between Michael Jordan and LeBron, they got 1.6 million votes on YouTube. We can very clearly say that's a younger audience.
Ron,
77% of them.
Right now,
77% of them.
See if it's that far out. Put a poll in the chat right now on that. See if it's that far
out. I just told you something had 1.6 million views.
I guarantee you it's closer.
But hold on, Nolo. What can you say? What was the result of that again?
It was 77% had Michael Jordan and 23% had LeBron. It was 1.6 million people who voted on that. It's not close. It's not close at all.
All right, I just posted a poll to the chat to see what our Players' Choice community thinks to that. Before you go vote, like the video. Our next super chat that we got from my man iOS Inc. again. Well, he asked the same question. We just got to that, but I'm gonna show you it twice. Appreciate you, my man, for the super chat. Twizzy with the super chat. He said, "Ticket, Where did you rank Kobe in 2005 after missing the playoffs and averaging 27?
I had him like top 7 or 8 in the league because I had Kobe Bryant number 1 in the league. From the time that Shaq left, that 1 year I put Kobe down because I felt like they should have made the playoffs. Even though they didn't have such a great roster, I thought they still should have made the playoffs. He missed the playoffs, so I had him like 8th in the league. But then after that, he went right back up to number 1 because he was right back in the NBA Finals. Those 3 years, they was back in the NBA Finals straight. And so I thought while LeBron was winning the MVPs, Kobe Bryant was the real best player in the world. And even LeBron said it in 2009 and 2010. When LeBron was winning MVPs, he went on 60 Minutes and said on national TV, he said, hey, man, LeBron James is better than me. And they said, and the reporter said, right now, he said, yeah, he's better than me right now. And then he went to ESPN in 2010 and said twice on the same show, I'll repeat myself again. Kobe Bryant's the best player in this league for what he brings on both ends of the court. I have to say once again that Kobe Bryant's the best. This is when he was winning back-to-back MVPs. So, yes, I had Kobe Bryant 8 that year because I don't reward dudes for losing or not achieve because I seen Russell Westbrook take a team to the playoffs. So I couldn't do that in none of my standards. You understand what I'm saying? Rate a dude all the way up here. That's why y'all killed me when I said Jimmy Butler's top 5.
You seen Russell Westbrook do that in 05?
No, you're not hearing me.
No, I get it.
I seen Russell Westbrook after he lost KD. I seen him take the OKC team to the playoffs and win an MVP.
So I have a question. When do the of course you said all he had to do is make the playoffs. He didn't make the playoffs, so he goes to 8.
With that team he had.
Of course. When do you factor in? When is it? It's never the team because
or even games played.
Yeah, right. That Kobe game has it didn't change. His game did not change.
No, here's the ether right here. Watch this. We say that about Kobe. You say Kobe's game didn't change. I think Low agrees with you from the way.
Of course he when he had better players, he plays different.
Right. So hold on. So this is what I'm saying then. So, but since we saying that, right, and y'all know how I get down. I do judge a player's effect on winning heavily when I rank and judge players. What did you do in those moments? So here's another thing. Why what you just said is wrong in a way, bro. Dominique Wilkins had a big effect on his team, but because he wasn't winning chips, we don't glorify him like that. See what I'm saying? Because he wasn't getting to the NBA Finals.
I understand that and all be-all is winning. That's not what I'm saying.
I'm asking, but you just said to me, because I had Kobe ranked number 8 that 1 year. Why does that wait? Hold on.
Who was the 7th player better in the NBA than Kobe Bryant in that time?
That year.
Who was the 7th player better? Yes.
Bro, time out. That year.
Tell me. I just want to know.
LeBron James played better that year.
I would like to hear this.
They went to the playoffs. LeBron James played better that year. He had his team in the playoffs.
Who else?
They were not in the playoffs that year.
Let him go, chill.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
Not in 2000.
Hold on. 06, that was 06, right?
No. 04 or 05, he was not in the playoffs.
What year did Kobe Bryant go to the? Hold on. What year did Kobe go to the playoffs?
04,
08, and 09, right?
No. 04, 05, Kobe did not make the playoffs. In that same year, LeBron did not make the playoffs.
Bryant didn't get back. He didn't get back to the finals. He didn't get back to the finals until 08.
08, yes.
That was when he got back to the finals.
That's right. I got years confused. So Kobe missed the playoffs in 04, 05.
Correct.
Okay. And that year, you would have had to put KG over Kobe that year? You would have had to put
no, they didn't. Kevin Garnett didn't make the playoffs either. So
let him go, Lo. Let him name the player.
I just want
to go ahead, Ticket. You said KG. Keep going, KG.
KG and LeBron right now. Go ahead.
Keep going, Ticket. KG and LeBron.
Let me ask you a question. Kobe averaged what that year? He averaged like 35, right?
No.
You said I don't care about his points. Just tell me who was better than him, bro.
Hold on. You get the Shaq left. Kobe didn't average around 35 points.
No, 20. The year that we're talking about,
you were talking 27. About 04, 05. It was 27 and
27.
Oh, that was the year before he averaged 35.
Okay,
2 years before.
No, it was 1 year before.
Because 35. It was 2 years. After Shaq left, it was 2 years.
Yes, it's just
so the next year in the 05, 06 season.
But we're talking about 04, 05. Who are the 7 names?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all looking at notes. I gotta look at I don't look at.
I'm not looking at notes. I'm looking at my screen.
I'm talking about low.
Okay, but anyway, Ticket. Ticket. Let's get back. Let's get back.
I don't give players credit.
Hold on. Ticket.
I understand. I just want to know the 7 players better.
Let's get back. You said James. You said James. You said KG. Who else we going with?
I'm gonna pull it up right now. Hold on.
Okay.
Pull it up right now. Because I had the years. Hold on. I had the years confused because I thought it was the next year he was talking about when LeBron was in the playoffs when he okay, hold on.
Duncan
Duncan
for sure.
Who?
Tim Duncan for sure.
Yo, you guys check the screen right now. Check the screen right now.
Is Steve Nash? Steve Nash?
Iverson?
You said what?
Steve Nash, right?
Duncan, Nash, Dirk, Iverson.
No, I didn't have Nash ranked over Kobe. I didn't have Nash.
Okay, even though they had the number 1 seed and they made it to the
No. But I'm saying I still average in like your player, but I average in to me, what was your effect on the game that year? See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you mean the player who was added to a 29 team and made them a 62 win.
Hey, hold on, Lo. That was a year. Hold on. Was that a short year? Was that a short season?
No.
Hold on. Kobe only played 66 games that year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said that in the beginning.
Okay, so again, I got that year confused. Hold on. But I didn't the year you was talking about, I just had the year confused in my mind. But that year he didn't make the playoffs. I did not have Kobe Bryant ranked number 1 player in the world. No, I didn't.
Okay, but what we're saying, who are the players ahead of him?
No, I'm saying I would have to look right now like I'm doing.
Right.
Okay.
While he's looking that up, we'll come back to him. I have another super chat from Football Breakdown. He said, does Kobe get 15 plus rebounds in game 7 if Perkins is hurt?
I do think that. And the reason why go ahead, Lo, I'm sorry.
No, I don't even think Perkins would get that many minutes in that game.
And I believe that he does. And the reason why I believe that he does, Ron, is because I look at what Kobe was doing that day. Kobe was not efficient at all. I think he went 5 for 20 for the game in terms of buckets. So Kobe had to switch up his game completely. And what he did was he went to the backboard. And Kobe was one of the better rebounding guards in the league. So with that being said, he sticks his nose in there in game 7, 15 rebounds. I do not think that that's far-fetched for him to do. No, I do not. I believe that he could have done that. No question about it. Because he knew that he had to do something else in order for them to win. Because him scoring, the way he was shooting the basketball, it wasn't working. So he knew he had to do something else. And he knew that he had to play defense. He knew he had to stick his nose in there and go get the basketball. That was the only way that they were going to win. And even if Perkins was in there, because what we can't forget about, Rasheed Wallace, who was one of the better rebounders in the game during that time, he was in there. So they had a lot of trees in there. Garnett was in there. And with those guys being in there, Kobe Bryant still clean glass. So I think even if Perkins was in there, he still would have done that. Because I've said this time and time again. I can teach you to block out. I can teach you footwork. I can teach you how to slip blockouts. I can teach you all of those things. At the end of the day, rebounding and defense is one thing and one thing only. Effort. Stick your nose in there and go get the basketball. And I believe Kobe Bryant would have done that.
And on top of that, they
I got you. Hey, I got you now. I got you. I got the right year now. I got the right year.
Okay.
That year, I had let me see. AI ranked over Kobe that year. Hold on. I also had Shaq ranked over Kobe that year. That was the year Shaq came, I think, second place for MVP, right?
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah. I think is that the right year?
Yes, that's correct.
You're right.
Tim Duncan was ranked over him.
Yeah,
that's 3.
I would have to put T-Mac over him at that year because T-Mac had the Houston Rockets in the West in the playoffs. He averaged like what 26 a game that year. Okay. Then I had to put Dirk Nowitzki over Kobe Bryant that year for the Dallas Mavericks. Then I would have to put what's his face Carmelo Anthony over Kobe that year.
Yo, second year.
They had him in the playoffs.
Second year, Carmelo Anthony was better than Kobe Bryant in year 9.
You're not listening. I had him ranked over Kobe. Listen what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Y'all missing.
Ticket. I'm listening to you. Keep talking, Ticket. I'm listening to you.
I always believe that Kobe's the best player in the world.
Right.
What I've said is that I rank players on a year-to-year basis based on how they perform. I just don't give you a handout and say, look, man, you do this, you do that, or you this, you that. No. For example, I don't have Jimmy Butler ranked top 10 all time, but I got him top 5 this year going in the league because he earned that.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I ask you one question?
Go ahead.
Who was the best player in the NBA this year?
Giannis Antetokounmpo was the best player in the league this year.
So based on you going year by year, shouldn't it just always be the MVP?
No, because I'm talking about the best. I'm talking about the best. We know who the best player really was. The best player really was Giannis Antetokounmpo because of what he does on both ends. Jokic don't do that on both ends.
Right.
So listen.
Based on what you're saying, we know Kobe's still better than Melo.
No, you're not hearing me. You're
contradicting yourself is what I'm saying.
Hold on, time out. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe Kevin Durant's the best player in the world right now?
Of course he does.
Yes, I do.
Okay, right. But he's not.
To you, right.
Listen. But his production on the court doesn't back up what you just said. Chilltown believes.
Honestly, his production
was better than
playoffs.
Year.
His production.
No, you're not hearing me. No,
hold on.
He didn't make
his
the playoffs.
production in the playoffs don't back up what I said. How he played with the Celtics, it didn't back up.
Hold on one second. I'm about to eat them right now because he took the same team the next year to the playoffs and almost walked down the number 1 team in Phoenix.
He quit.
Wait, but he and Lamar Odom played more games though.
No, how many games played next year?
They both played 80. In 0405 they played 60 something, and next year they played 80.
Hold on.
But like what you're saying is if two players, what you're saying is if you got Kobe here and I don't know Dirk here, or let's use Carmelo here in terms of talent, in terms of who's a better player, right? I'm assuming you have Kobe ahead of Carmelo, right? But because Melo with a better Nuggets team won 12 more games, now Carmelo's better than Kobe?
No, I said he's ranked over him. Listen.
I think I understand what you're saying. I think I understand. I understand.
Hold on. Let me give you an example. Chilltown said on this show a couple weeks ago that LeBron James was the best player for a whole decade. A whole time he said LeBron James was, in his mind, the best player in the world. But other dudes like Dirk Nowitzki and these dudes was leading their team to chips and being the man at that time. So I ranked them dudes those years over him, even though he thinks he's the best player in the world. For example, I always in my heart felt like Kobe was the best, but I couldn't justify it by saying I'm just going to rank him number 1 over dudes who earned it that year. That's why y'all got mad at me when I said Jimmy Butler was top 5 this season.
So you have a distinction. I think I understand. You have a distinction between who's better and where you rank them.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
That doesn't make any sense because Dale just asked him who's the number 1 ranked player. He said Giannis, not Curry. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes sense. Listen, it makes sense because Giannis plays both ends of the court. Steph Curry doesn't. So Giannis is a better player all across the board than Steph Curry.
But you rank Giannis over Curry, right?
Yes, all the time out. He averaged damn near the same assist. He averaged double the rebounds. He averaged more points. He averaged double the blocks. He's a way better defensive player.
Ticket. I got a question for you.
Hold on. Kobe had better stats than Melo. Hold on. Kobe had better stats than Melo. Plays both sides of the court.
But hold on, listen. With the same team, Kobe underachieved the year before with the same squad.
He missed the last 2 weeks of the season.
Let me give him a headshot at some ether. You didn't know that the following year.
What are you talking about?
You didn't know he was going to go to the championship the next year. So how did you rank him 8th? You didn't know he could take that team for the next year.
He didn't go to the championship the next year. Kobe made the playoffs the next year.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
No,
you didn't know that at the time.
No, I'm saying going into that, for example, right now, going into this season, I have ranked Giannis, Steph Curry. I think I have.
You're not answering the question. You said that year you ranked Kobe lower than Carmelo. And then proceeded to say this year, hold on, let me finish. And you proceeded to say this year you have Giannis over Steph because he plays both ends of the court and had better stats. Well, that year, Kobe had better stats than Melo and played defense. Carmelo, hold on. Carmelo has never done that. And you said it's because, you said it's because Kobe didn't make the playoffs. And I said, yeah, but his team was shit. And you said, yeah, but the next year, he took him to that same team to the playoffs. You wouldn't have known that in 04-05.
No, y'all keep acting like Carmelo had some superstar team. He didn't. Just because Low told you.
Nobody didn't say that. Nobody didn't say it was superstar. It was just a better team.
Hold on. Fluent. Here's what I'm saying, Fluent. Watch this right here.
And I agree with
Carmelo Anthony.
Hold
on. What would Carmelo Anthony and that same team would have been that second year he was in the league if he wasn't on the team? They don't make the playoffs.
That's every team, though. That's every team.
Oh, hold on. So what? Hold on.
And so that is why I didn't agree with you.
Hold on, bro.
Thank you.
Hey, hold on. What I'm saying to you is that I feel like Carmelo Anthony that year, his impact was better on his team than Kobe was on his team.
Really? Because I think Kobe's team wins like 3 games without Kobe that year. They were trash.
How many games you think Carmelo didn't win without Carmelo?
20, 15.
20.
More than 3.
More than the Lakers.
How many did they win the year before without Carmelo? Or 2 years before?
Come on, man.
15. I think they won 18 games that year before they got Carmelo Anthony.
Acknowledge that it wasn't the same team. They added players on the roster.
No, so I agree with Ticket on this part with the Melo train because when you saying he was better than Braun, we was just talking about the rookie year, the second year and all that, and you said, well, Melo had the better team, these players played, et cetera, et cetera. Can't, like, when they do MVP, this is why they always give it to a person with the better team. Like a number 1 seed, a top 3 seed with the best player on the team, and so forth. So you can't say for rookie of the year, you have to change the fact if one player, if he, no matter what, it's not, he had the better team and he took them to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You can't negate.
Those are two different conversations, though. I never said that.
Well, you said Melo had the better team. This is why he won. Like that's what you said.
But you said rookie of the year. I think Melo should have won it because he made the playoffs. Because I agree. The standard.
I didn't know. I didn't. You didn't say that before. You never said that before.
But who's a better player though? Like Derrick Rose won MVP in 2011. But LeBron was a better player though.
I believe LeBron was as well. I agree with that. Okay, but you didn't say that before. All right, I'm back on you.
I didn't say that. I said rank low. I said I had to rank him over him.
I would have ranked LeBron over Derrick.
Okay, let me ask you a question right now. Lo, do you rank Luka Doncic going into the season over LeBron? He got quiet.
I had to think about it.
There you go. That's John Doe. See, that's the equal.
But that has nothing to do. That had nothing to do with him making the. That has nothing to do with him making the playoffs or not.
Is Luka Doncic should be ranked higher than LeBron James?
But that has nothing to do with. I'm answering your question. That has nothing to do with him making the playoffs or not.
I didn't ask you that. I'm asking. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, I'm telling you what my philosophy is. I'm telling you how I rank. I am telling you how I rank players. For example, LeBron is over Embiid. Embiid made the playoffs. Ain't got nothing to do with him making the playoffs or not. LeBron is just a better player than Embiid. I don't care if you made the playoffs or not.
All right, y'all. We got to move on to the rest of the super chats, and then we're going to get into our main topic of the show. Who had the best ring? My man, Kaiser Sosa said, I hope I said that right too. He said Wade in 06 has the best ring. We'll see what the other panelists think about that. My man, iOS Inc. is a new member. Shout out to him. Round of applause. Appreciate you. If you're not a member, become a member and hit the like button on the way to doing that. Purple and Gold with the super chat. He said, yo, y'all see the Redeem Team trailer? They say Kobe was the it factor. They recruited him hard. Why does media continue to act like this guy isn't top 5?
Thank you, Ron. But I get argued with when I come in here every day and call out these dudes that stacking the deck. When Kobe Bryant said, I don't want to join a super team. I want to get my rings the hard way, baby.
He wanted Kevin Garnett.
He did not want Kevin. That's not a super team. Him and one other guy in a super team. It's when you put 3 guys together like these balls been doing.
He still wanted a dog, right?
Cut it out.
He wanted a dog, right?
2 all-stars, 2 superstars on the team is not a super team. A super team is when you put 3 dudes on the same team. You know that.
3 dudes? Whoa.
I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying.
When you got 3 all-stars on their prime at the same time, that's a super team.
I wouldn't say that.
So if that's
more than all-stars.
Well, not only that, Lo, if you're saying that, then the Boston Celtics was a super team. The Los Angeles Lakers was a super team. I just want to make sure that we clear. The Boston Celtics and the Boston Celtics was a super team. The Lakers was a super. The Lakers.
It got to be more than all-stars.
Yeah, it has to be more. It has to be more than all-stars. It has to be more than all-stars.
3 all-stars in their prime. In the
league, has to be more. It has to be more than all.
So then the Atlanta Hawks. So the Atlanta Hawks were 4. Have 4 all-stars. The Detroit Pistons in the 03-04 season when they won the NBA championship, they were.
Listen. You know what I mean? I mean perennial.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Okay, time out. Well, let me explain it then. 3 perennial all-stars in their prime on the same team as a super team, bro.
It still got to be more than that.
D Wade and Chris Bosh. That's 3 perennial all-stars in their prime on the same team.
They got more than that. The Atlanta Hawks still to rival that. The Atlanta Hawks weren't superstars. He's saying superstars. Like
he said all-stars. He said all-stars, Ron. Don't let him off the hook with that, Ron. He said all-stars.
I said 3 perennial all-stars.
He said all-stars.
Hold on. Number prime on the same team. That's a super team.
That's what he's saying.
Bosh,
Wade. Even though Chris Bosh had made the All-Star team only twice when he got with James.
He already led his team to the playoffs. He was the man.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Not only that, and take that off the table, though. Don't forget that he did miss the playoffs those last 2 years before he got with James. So
that's a lie. He was in the playoffs.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was not. I'm looking at it.
I live here. The Raptors finished 9th the year before Bosh went to Miami.
I'm looking at it.
I don't have to look at it.
In 09.
I'm here. It's snowing. I'm here.
How many games he played that year?
In 09, Chris Bosh played 77 games. They won 33 games, missed the playoffs.
And they finished ninth, right?
Ninth. In 2010, he played 70 games and they won 40 games and they missed the playoffs. In the
Garbage.
last 2 years,
how many years he went
Garbage.
to the playoffs? How many years was he an all-star? How many years he went to the playoffs?
He only was an all-star. Wait, say it again?
He played Dwight and them in the playoffs. I remember that.
He
played Dwight Howard and Orlando Magic in the playoffs. I remember that series.
In 08.
Right. No, I'm saying how many years did he make the All-Star team? And how many years was he in the playoffs?
Maybe like 3. I'm at the playoffs. He made the playoffs twice.
Right. And how many times was he an All-Star?
Probably like 4 times.
That's a perennial All-Star.
Yeah, but you talking about the playoffs thing.
Okay, now watch this.
Yeah, was
Chris Bosh not a top 3 power 4 in the league at that
time? Top 3?
In the league?
No.
Technically he was playing center, so no.
Yo, I think
he was better than Tim Duncan, Dirk, and Garnett.
I said top 3. Was he top 3?
Anyone better than Gasol? Neither. Anyone better than Gasol? Neither. No, he wasn't.
No, wait. He was better than Duncan, Garnett, and Dirk. He was better than Duncan, Garnett, and Dirk.
Hold on. Chill town. You easy work, bro.
You're not gonna answer what I just said.
I'm gonna get to you in a second. Hold on. Don't move that. Hold on. Phil Town. You said that and Pau Gasol never won a playoff game in Memphis, but Chris Bosh was leading his team in the playoffs and winning playoff games. Cut the cap.
Now, just because you said that, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Now let's get it.
Dell, Ron, Tone. Which time were we talking about? Weren't we just talking about the 2 years before he did not make the playoffs?
Yeah,
when Pau Gasol was not only an all-league, an all-NBA performer, twice in the top 15 player, he was also FIBA Player of the Year, not 1 year, in back-to-back seasons, which means that at minimum, he was arguably the best international player on the planet. Number 2, he was an all-NBA performer twice in those years that Chris Bosh.
You really think he was a top 15 player in the league?
In those 2 years. He was absolutely a top 15 player in those 2 years. Absolutely he was.
3 players on my pinky that was better than him that year.
I'm all right.
Look. We're not gonna do this because we got to move on.
Let me
go ahead. Low got the last word, and then we move it on.
Because he wasn't better than Dirk, Garnett, or Duncan. Also, Pau Gasol led his team to the playoffs 3 years in a row. The 1 year that he missed it before he got traded, he got hurt. He only played 59 games.
Isn't that how you rate players?
You said Miami.
Low. Don't stop. Low. Don't stop with Dirk, KG, and keep going. Low.
That's what I'm saying. It's that. Was
Chris Bosh better? Was Chris Bosh better? Pau Gasol was better than him. Was he better? And you know what else? And you know who else we can have a conversation about? We can also hold on, Ron.
Chill.
Hold on, Ron.
I want to hear it. Chill.
And you know who else we can have a conversation about? Was he better than Amari Stoudemire at that time?
Yes, he was. Come on. How much did he average a year before he went to go play with LeBron James?
I'm just asking you a simple question.
He averaged 24 and 11.
And pull up Kevin Garnett's stats that year. Now watch this smoke. Pull up Dirk Nowitzki's stats that year. Watch this smoke. It's gonna be smoke.
But this is what we're saying. No, stop. This is what we're saying. We just got done saying that you rank players based off of what they did. So by your own logic, you could not have ranked.
I said, listen, we talking
about what we're doing. You go in a circle, and then we bump into each other, and then we bump into each other. That's what we're doing. Boom. Going in circles. Boom.
I'm putting that A through on them. I'm putting that A through on you.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
So hold on, Chill Town.
We're putting that A on you.
I think y'all are downplaying. Y'all downplaying Bosh though.
No, I'm not downplaying.
I agree.
I'm not downplaying Bosh.
Let's keep it going, and we gotta move on. Ticket, you got the last word. Low.
But they saying Miami Heat was not a super team. That's all I want to know. Was the Miami Heat a super team?
No, they were a super team.
Nobody's a super team.
You eat it yourself.
Nobody
was arguing against that. Nobody was arguing against.
All right, that's it. We got to move on because we got to get to the main topic. My man Liban Ali, he said the Bron and MJ poll looks close in the chat.
I told you, clowns. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. I poke my chest out when I say this stuff. I know what I'm talking about. Now look at the chat. Look at these people running around here, Chilltown. Look,
honestly though, Ticket. What's the 1% to a majority though?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Of course, but we know it's people out there saying that. But if you put this, how much people in the chat? Compared to the 1.6 million, it's not moving.
It's not moving the needle.
It's not, bro. Here's what I'm saying.
I'm in the minority.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
I'm in the minority.
They're not hardcore fans like Chill, like Fluent and them guys. These dudes out here watching Care Bears, and these is young whippersnappers.
Right. That's my point. So why are they getting to you so much if they're young whippersnappers?
Because it's
but Ticket, think about it. They hold on. They did a poll of current NBA players. They did a poll of former NBA players. They did a poll of NBA analysts. They did a poll of NBA coaches. They did a poll of people. And in all of those polls of millions of people, including the one Lowe's talking about, it's always 60+% that say Jordan.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Every time.
Every time.
This poll was 60% Jordan.
There you go, 60%.
LeBron.
And this is, I'm not knocking the 1,000
you have
people
to remember
here.
this.
I'm not knocking the 1,000 people, but come on, we're talking about 1 million votes.
I'm about to piss people off right now. Ticket, you also have to know this.
1,600,000.
True stat. A true statistic. You ready? 70% of people in North America are below average on their IQ test. So really, don't worry about these surveys because 70% don't know what they're talking about.
Oh, don't make me come to Canada. Come up there.
Everybody in the crowd, I assume
I'll come up there.
in the
North America
because you're gonna like the video. So
we got the 30% here. I'm just saying.
Now check this out. We got one more super chat from Mozilla. He said, "How many implosions can we dismiss with the GOAT conversation?"
Here we go.
How many what?
Meltdowns.
How many implosions can we dismiss with the GOAT conversation?
Well, how many were there?
Three.
2011.
Low, you muted, Low.
No, I can keep going. 3.
Nobody's missing them though. Again,
right, that's what I'm saying.
Missing them.
2011. I can't.
I just put a poll in there. I just put the poll in there. Just FYI, when they did the poll for Kobe and LeBron, they got 1.5 million. It was basically 50-50 split. LeBron only won by 2%. It was 51 to 49. So even when it's Kobe, it's a much closer argument.
And Low, I agree with what you're saying, bro. Watch this. Tell them drop that same poll right now. I guarantee you it's gonna be like
I'm talking about 1.5 million tickets,
right.
not
I'm
1,000.
I'm telling you the people. Listen, what I'm saying to you.
But he's saying, what does that matter though? It's like why does you want everybody to be Team Kobe?
Yeah, he wants to. That's what it is, Dale. He wants to do a consensus.
This is why when I answer KD questions, I say I don't know why I don't want y'all to change my mind.
Yeah. That's why, Dale. That's the thing, Dale. I don't even talk to you about KD because it's not even. It's not. There's no point in talking to you about. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't.
Like,
to talk to
it
you about
shouldn't though. Like
you support your son, like you just was not.
You agree with some Lakers stuff I don't agree with.
Right.
You don't. That's just what this is.
You already got your heels dug in with KD, so there's no reason for me to even talk to you about KD.
No, you could tell me your opinion, but people get mad that it's not going to change this conversation, and people really get upset, like hope, like I want to turn green because you're not. No, it's okay.
All right. Going to the next super chat. We're done with this. My man Jason F said, "What years was Kobe a better player or the best player in the NBA?" When AI was with the 76ers and T-Mac with the Magic?
All them years except for when he didn't make the playoffs, in my opinion.
The best player in the game?
No, better than them. No,
better than
AI and T-Mac?
I agree. Yeah. I would say maybe all the time. But T-Mac wasn't he wasn't with Orlando in 01, was he? Or was he?
Got to Orlando. They beat the Knicks in the playoff in 03.
Yeah, 01.
Or 02.
No, he was in there 01.
Nah, he was in there 01. The playoffs. He lost. Remember, he got walked down.
Like the video too, by the way.
He got walked out by Detroit.
When did the Raptors beat the Knicks in the playoffs?
No, he lost to Detroit. Remember, he was screaming about how they was up.
No. I'm talking about the Magic, the Raptors. I thought T-Mac probably wasn't on that team.
You talking about? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't.
2000 is when Tracy McGrady left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we talking about from you, if there might have been
AI win MVP in 2000, what? One?
When AI win MVP. The year they went to the finals. Yeah, when they.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that year and maybe 2000, but that was it. Like after that, it's like undeniably Kobe.
But I still don't think. Listen, I still don't think he was better than Kobe that year because
I don't think either. I don't think either.
If you look at Kobe all around defense, his all around game to me was better than AI's. Because if Kobe was not with Shaq, if he was in that type of situation, you would have seen his game flourish more too.
I agree with that.
But that's what I'm saying. If there was a year, maybe 2000, but I don't think there was. I mean, I don't.
This is exactly your question. It was 99-2000 that the Raptors went to the playoffs with Tracy McGrady, and they got swept by the Knicks in the first.
But the Knicks lost to them. I think it was 0-3. I cried.
He was gone by then.
Yeah.
All right, so got another one from Klaus. He said the Curry impact is better than Giannis.
Why is Curry's impact better than Giannis?
On what winning? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, why is Curry's impact?
Why is his impact better? Impact is better than Giannis.
Curry impact on what? On
that's what I'm saying.
Shooting? I understand that.
Klaus
maybe winning.
He said this is sad. Maybe
I can't say that.
Can give us another super chat
to
define what he meant.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I think you mean he's bad.
If you're saying winning, I can't say that.
Emotional, damn it.
All right.
Wait, why you can't?
I'm saying it's Curry. If it's winning, I mean Curry. I mean what Curry has done in the past like 5-7 years is crazy. Like I can't.
That's why it's Curry, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's Curry. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Like.
But the answer. Well, that's why you got to clarify the answer because you got to clarify the question. His impact is more than Giannis. His impact on what? On the game? Is it impact on winning? Is it impact on the team? Because again, when I think about the GOAT,
I think his impact on the game could be higher than Giannis's as well. As I'm saying
right now, Giannis not finished yet. Giannis
only his impact on the game because you got
the other thing. Yeah,
I think they can shoot from the logo now. I see it in practice every day.
No, I meant like with Steph Curry on the court. I think the like I said, the gravity of the game changes more so probably for Giannis and his teammates. With Steph Curry and his teammates.
But Giannis is more dominant though.
That's just because he's more of a physical force.
He coming at you one way. You know how
you think what you think is more demoralizing? A half court three from Steph pulling up or Giannis dunking through the middle?
Giannis.
Not at all.
I think they both.
Wait, Del. Hold on. Be more realistic though. What's more demoralizing? A Steph 3 or Giannis blocking your shot, taking the ball coast to coast and dunking it on you?
Giannis.
Because that happens a lot.
A Steph 3 turning around and looking at you. That is
okay. And you know what? That is impactful. But you know what else is impactful? What's impactful is him running down the gut and throwing it on your big man, and now your big man got foul number 5, and he got to sit down.
But
now that lane opens wide. Now that lane opens up.
You're making simple scenarios, of course, but I think it's, and I was about to say that it's really a wash. If you really sit there and think about it,
it's a wash.
The impact of playing the game, it's a definite wash.
I say it's not a wash. Hold up, impact the game defensively too. That's why it's not a wash. When you look at Giannis's impact on both ends, that's why Giannis wins.
But Curry,
the Warriors are top 3 defensive team with
top 3 defensive team, and make sure that we remember that top 3.
Well, no matter how you try to squeeze it, he's on that team.
Yeah, he is. But even if he is on that team, we're talking about a guy in Giannis who does something completely different on the defensive end. He's a rim protector. You're not going to glass.
Curry.
No, you can say all that still, but you can say all that. But Curry, that light skin dude is different.
I'm about to say he's different, dog.
Yo. Hold on, right quick. Hold up, Ticket. Hold up. Before you get back,
I'm gonna mute myself.
I just want to say, before we move on to the next topic, we have to get to 100 more likes and get to 800 before we move on to the main topic of the show. So y'all go hit them likes, or we just gonna continue to talk about nothing. Go ahead, fellas.
Oh wow.
You want me to tell you that story about Wyoming?
What were you about to say, Ticket?
No, all I'm saying is this. This is why I said that. This is why I said that right there. This right there is why I said that. Giannis Antetokounmpo in the last 5 years defensively has the best defensive percentage, and this is on ESPN.com in the whole NBA. So when you look at that stat right there that was put on ESPN from Giannis, that is the difference right there. It is 3 guys with the lowest field goal percentage allowed as the closest defender in the last 5 seasons. Giannis is number 1.
I'm not saying that Giannis doesn't have more of an impact defensively.
No, I'm saying the reason why I said Giannis is over Curry is because of his impact on defense too, not just offense. Because on offense, he demoralized you too, but on defense,
I guess
it ain't close.
I get, and it's not. But
we all agree. I think we all agree. Giannis is a player, right? But the question was impact.
That's what I'm saying. When you say impact, I don't really know because
different question.
Because when we're especially, you said it as well. Like Giannis just not really getting started. I'm getting a 7-year sample size of Curry playing at like ridiculous highs, and Curry's impact on the game, even with him not being a good or like an elite level defender or an average defender at best in some of those years. Bro, Curry's impact offensively is so crazy that it revolutionized the game of basketball.
Let me go ahead and eat to him right quick because Giannis's 5 years is better than Curry's 7 year. Hit Curry little 7-year span.
Impact on what though?
Because Giannis double him. He got 2 MVPs too, and 7 years in that little 5 years. Giannis got 2 MVPs. He got a Defensive Player of the Year award. He got a Most Improved Player of the Year award. He got an All-Star Game MVP. He also has what won a championship and a finals MVP.
Don't forget,
in a
don't leave that
5-year
part
span.
out. Yeah, don't leave that part out.
Drops the mic.
Nobody doesn't care about All-Star MVPs.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, though, Lo. I understand what Steph Curry did in terms of his impact, but I think it's a little bit overrated. And the reason why I think it's a little bit overrated is simply because I look at that Phoenix Suns team, and I think that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, what they did was they enhanced what those dudes was already doing. It's not like these dudes just came out of nowhere and just started cracking the long ball. There were teams doing that before they did it. They just enhanced it and made it a bigger deal than what it already was. It's not like it was just something that wasn't going on before these dudes showed up. Now, does that mean that these guys weren't awesome at it? No, it does not mean that at all. But I do think that it's not something that we've never seen before. Wait a minute. We did see the 8 seconds or less offense in Phoenix when Steve Nash was cracking the long ball. We did see the 8 seconds or less offense when Sean Marion with that weird jump shot was cracking the long ball. We did see that with Joe Johnson. We did see that with Barbosa. We saw them doing that. It's the Golden State Warriors just took it to another level. Now, does that?
I think what Golden State did, and for the record, I think it was Boris Diaw who was averaging 8 threes a game in that offense for the Suns, which it took Steph like 7 years to get to that point. But the difference was Golden State showed you it wasn't that you could win in the regular season shooting the long ball, is that you could do it with your 2 primary scorers shooting threes and win a championship.
Right.
That's what took it to the next level.
Just be clear, Boris Diaw never attempted 8 3-pointers.
What's that? You want to make a bet?
I'm looking at it. Boris in an entire year, he never averaged.
I'll show it to you. Hold on.
Boris Diaw averaged 8 3-pointers.
I might have which Phoenix Sun wrong, but hold on. It's a Phoenix Sun. Hold on. Give me a second.
I'm about to say it definitely wasn't Boris Diaw.
I'll tell you which one.
It wasn't Boris Diaw. But the point
I'm old. I got grays, right? Memory's not as good.
I understand what you're saying, Chilltown, but what I'm saying is like, there are other players or other iterations of the Warriors for sure, but you have to win for it to stick to the way it needs to stick.
Right.
That was the difference.
Right.
That's the difference.
And I'm glad you mentioned that part, Lo. And the reason why is because if you look at what Giannis did and the fact that they built that unit around him, and in the process of them building that unit around him, for him to get to the NBA championship and win it, so now it becomes a situation where, this dude is a franchise player. And we can build it around him playing the way he does. So when you talk about a guy,
Chill, let me ask you a question. You think Giannis and them beat the Warriors this year? They full strength in the playoffs?
I think they smoked them dudes in 5 games.
I think they beat the Warriors.
I don't think they beat them. I think they smoked them dudes. And the reason why I think so is because whenever you get into a championship series, there has to be a separator. I look at Andrew Wiggins and how awesome he was on defense. I look at Klay Thompson, how he was playing shaky, but he still was good. I look at Steph Curry and how good he was, even though it was up and down. He was really good in the finals. They didn't have an answer for Giannis. They did not, and I think he would have destroyed them.
And I think they got as much outside shooting and little and extra parts too, like Portis and all those Connaughton, all those other guys.
And to add to that point, I saw, because I still stand on the logic to this day, I think Drew Holiday is the best perimeter defender in the game. And I think that he would have done it. I think that he would have done it. The job that he did on Chris Paul last year, the job that he did on Damian Lillard, I think that he would have done. I don't know if he would have stopped Steph Curry, but the idea of slowing him down, I think that's realistic.
Sure. So you think the Bulls win the chip again this year?
I do have them winning. I do have them winning the NBA championship. Yes, I do have them winning the NBA championship.
And I agree that if they were healthy, they would have won this year as well. But they
they weren't.
So based off of what I've seen so far, if we're talking about just impact, again, I agree with you as well, Ticket. Like I think we're too early in Giannis's career to really make that like comparison.
No. But I'm saying his 5 years is better than Curry.
I don't think 7
years.
I don't think it is. I don't think.
But
Hold
on. You're saying Giannis's 5 years with 1 chip is better than Curry's 7 with
individual 4? Curry 7. Because if you look at the 7 years Curry had and look at Giannis's 7 years, bro, Chilltown just told you. If Chris Middleton don't get hurt, he thinks he repeats.
But that's an if, though.
That's an if.
Right, watch this. You guys are also considering that Steph Curry and them went and got KD. If Steph Curry doesn't get KD, we're talking about individual.
Even if they didn't, he would still have. He had 3 finals appearances and 2 championships. And
you think they was going back to the finals?
They already have 3. They 2015, 2016, and this year. That makes 3 finals appearances. I'm talking. Yeah, no, I'm saying. So no, I'm talking about back then. I'm saying without KD, you think they would have went back to the finals? I think they could have, but what I'm saying is, even if let's say they never made it, it still would have been 3. I think they would have, but it still would have been 3 finals appearances, 2 championships, and a Finals MVP without Kevin Durant. Now we can play the if game with those other 2 or 3 years. I still think they would have made it, but regardless, like Curry, still that level of winning that the Warriors were doing at that time, and they just did this year, and I don't think people really understand is the Thunder were the only team to push them to like 6 or 7 games outside of the Cavs.
That's not true. They beat Memphis. They beat Memphis in 6 games too. So it wasn't
6 or 7. That's what I say. 7. I think
Memphis also.
The Rockets too. The Clippers too.
Yeah.
When we starting it in 2015 up until now, not before.
No. When Pat Beverly was locking up KD in the playoffs, and KD
I'm removing the KD years. I'm saying what they were doing without Kevin Durant. They were winning at such a level that it just didn't make any sense.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Even without KD.
Hey, Ticket, I'm still here. Don't be spewing BS about Pat Bev locking up KD. Don't be doing that. I'm still here. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Pat Bev locked up KD 2 games that series.
How much you want to bet?
No, he didn't, Ticket. No, he did not. No, he didn't.
Lock up KD.
No, he did not.
Listen, game 2 when they came back, KD took 7 shots. The whole game was 5 for 7.
Because he was getting locked up.
And then when you go back, this is why I asked the question. When you go back to stats, the last 2 months of that season, he was just taking like 12, 13 shots a game. And they was up 90, but they still came back. And then he had an interview and he said, "You know who I am?" And then it became massacre.
Bro, no. But before that, Pat Beverly had gave him the blues those 2 games before that. Did you watch those games?
You didn't watch those games if you're saying
you
really did. You did it.
Pat Beverly was on him, man. Come on.
No, Ticket. He couldn't do nothing with him.
But the point I'm saying is that even if you remove
Ron, again, you tried to eat the man. You eat.
Ron, you're muted.
This is why my camera is off. I got my little man.
Everybody's muted until y'all get the likes up to 800. We're just gonna sit here and look at each other. Yeah, we're gonna play this game. Now I got to be bad guy. Because we can't get a couple likes.
I can make that shit go real easy. If you don't like me, hit the like button. That shit'll go over 1,000 quick.
Now it's story time.
So I think you wanted the one when I was driving. Man, this is gonna bore the crap out of you. Better get those likes up. I was driving from Denver to
It's already at 8:20. You don't have to go into it. It's at 8:20.
All right. See, I don't even be wanting to do that. I don't even want to get on that with you guys. But you forced my hand.
That's a good story. If you like Back to the Future, you're missing out.
All right, y'all. Now let's get into it. The main topic of the day. I'm gonna give you guys 5 rings in no particular order, and then I need you guys to straighten it out for me on which ring clears Dirk's ring. All right. The first ring we're going to start with is the most recent. None other, and we was just talking about him, none other than Giannis Antetokounmpo. His ring that he got with Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, and the Bucks. Does that ring clear Dirk's ring? Chill, we're going to start with you. Go ahead.
You muted. You muted, Chill.
I got him.
Okay. Mic check. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't think that ring clears it. I appreciate that ring, but winning a championship, a lot has to happen, and a lot happened for that Milwaukee Bucks team in order for them to win the NBA championship. For Dirk to go through Oklahoma City the way he did, to sweep the defending NBA champion Los Angeles Lakers the way he did, and to handle that Dallas team, to handle that Miami Heat team, who they were down in that series against. They were down 2-1 and ended up coming back and winning that series and beating San Antonio. I believe it was San Antonio in the Western Conference Championship. So what
Portland, LA, OKC.
Portland, LA, okay. So beat OKC in the Western Conference Championship. And to handle those dudes and to handle Miami the way that they did after being down in that series, I do not think that Milwaukee championship clears it, simply because, again, there was a lot of things that fell into place for that Milwaukee team, including injuries. Even though I love that Milwaukee team and I think that they would have won it again this year, but I don't think that that team or that championship ring was better than 2011.
All right, Lo, tap in.
I agree. I think, Giannis did an amazing job. And we just talking about individual performers. I think Dirk struggled, especially in the beginning parts of it, almost every game in that series, but he closed it out really well. But in terms of just like the team as a total, as a whole, like Chilltown said, bro, like the things they were doing, I think people just look at the finals, but just look at the run that they went through. It's still Dirk over Giannis.
All right, Fluent, who do you have?
I hate these types of questions because everybody's ring has to go right. The ball has to bounce their way. There's so many things, and all of them are worth it. Just let's say that. But if I have to, still Dirk is over Giannis's. The road that they went to get there, I think, is still more impressive.
Facts.
That's how I'll say it. It's more impressive.
Got you. Ticket, how you feeling?
Dirk,
You see,
it's easy. I mean, like I said, I love Giannis. You know what I'm saying? But Dirk, man, period. You beat LeBron, you beat LeBron, you beat KD, and you beat
Kobe,
and you beat what you call it along the way?
Dame. That's a string.
No, it wasn't Dame. It was
Dame wasn't there yet. He wasn't there yet.
It was LaMarcus Aldridge and Brandon Roy. But
right.
still,
you beat them. Yeah, it's like, come on, man.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Dale, you in here?
No, he's
facts. Easily Dirk. Easily Dirk. Easily.
Got you. All right, we're gonna move to the next ring then. Chill, I'm coming to you again. We have 95 Hakeem Olajuwon.
This ain't even close to me. It's the Houston Rockets. The fact that this is not even close to me, and I dare you. I'm not asking you, Ticket. I dare you to challenge me.
Hold on, Ticket. Hold on. Wait.
I dare.
You already know. I'm coming for him.
I'm going with it. I dare you to challenge me on this one.
I'm coming for him.
Chill. I need to hear your reasoning.
I'm about to get it to you right now. So this Houston Rockets team won the NBA championship the year before. They come back the next year and they're teetering. They're at the number 4 seed. In the process of them being at the number 4 seed, they trade Vernon Maxwell. They trade Vernon Maxwell to upgrade to get Clyde Drexler, and it's not working. In fact, they get Clyde Drexler, and they are a game under 500 after they get Drex. They're the number 6 seed going into the playoffs. And going into the playoffs, who do I have to go through? I'll start with Karl Malone and John Stockton. We got to go through them. And after we have to deal with those guys, I got to go through Charles Barkley. And after dealing with Charles Barkley, I got to go through David Robinson, who was the league MVP at the time, right? And after we smoked them, and David Robinson was dominated in that series, Hakeem Olajuwon averaged 35 and 13 against David Robinson, destroyed him. And then fast forward to the NBA Finals, because after all of them dudes I had to go through Malone, I had to go through Barkley, and I had to go through David Robinson, only to have Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Hardaway waiting for me. And I smoked these dudes in 4 games. I can't. When I think about championships, I think about the road to the NBA championship. The only 6th seed in NBA history to win the NBA championship. It might be the best one that I've ever seen.
Now this is why I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there.
Hold on, Ticket. I need you to go last on this one. I'm sorry, bro. I need you to go last. Just hold it. I need you to go last. Okay, because you might have to ether everybody. Go ahead, Lo.
No, he ain't gonna ether me. I don't think it's.
You should let him go. He's ready. You should let him go.
You should let me go first. Let me go first. Hold on. You could go right after Ticket. Great points. I still think Dallas clears because you're the teams that first of all, going into the season, the Rockets were the favorite. The Rockets were still the favorite. They hit a little bumps no matter what, but they still were the favorite. They still had championship pedigree at that time, higher than all of those teams. A baby Shaq versus Charles Barkley, who lost in the chip against Mike. Who you said first round?
Utah,
Carl, and who didn't find themselves until they went against Mike a couple more years later down the road, and another team. What Dirk and that Dallas had to do, the only babies they really faced was OKC in the Western Conference Finals. And LaMarcus was playing, Brandon Ward was playing, and then you swept a back-to-back Kobe Bryant championship-led team. We can't give Kobe all the credit. We give him a Mamba mentality, this, that, and the third, and negate it here. And then you go against Braun, who's going to the finals after saying not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. I still don't think it's close. He went against one player some people consider the GOAT. Like, I don't think it's close.
All right, Fluent and Low, do you guys want to tap in?
No, let Ticket go.
I do, but let Ticket go. He's ready.
Yeah, let Ticket go.
He's ready. Let him go.
You took my steam, man. I was coming with the Hitman Bret Hart. The best
Oh my goodness.
the best there was, and the best there ever will be doing this thing. But you took my steam, bro. Bro, it's easy. Hakeem Olajuwon got to duck Michael Jordan. And the reason why that second year he got to duck MJ is because MJ played 17 games that season. MJ wasn't in basketball shape, and you know that. And you know good and damn well, when you don't have to play Michael Jordan, that's way different than Dirk having to go through Kobe Bean Bryant, LeBron James, and KD at the same damn time. So we ain't even got no discussion because we're talking about Kobe Bryant in his prime of winning chips, LeBron James ascending in his prime, and Kevin Durant in his prime. You beat those three guys, it tops you beating Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, and whoever else you want to put on the list.
David Robinson.
They don't. I don't care if it's David Olajuwon. They ain't on the list. He ain't on the list. He ain't Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
No.
And like I said, that year Jordan had only played 17 games. So I think if Hakeem and them would have had to play Mike, you already know what it would have been in the finals. Man, never win 6 games. Never win 7 games. Excuse me. It always is over within 6 or less. Never win 7. So ain't no way in the world Hakeem Olajuwon dealing with that man that could walk in the air.
You think that 95 team, if they would have made it to the finals, they would have beat Houston?
Bro, any team with Michael Jeffrey Jordan on it.
You telling me? Let me make sure, Ticket, that I'm understanding you. Though. So we talking about the same team that the Orlando Magic beat. They swept them. Swept them in the finals. So you're telling me that Chicago Bulls team, you're not hearing me, man. I am absolutely hearing you. I heard everything that you just said. So you're telling me that a dude who was I'm not even on the baseball. I would much rather him had been healthy and playing because I do.
So if he's healthy and playing, you think
I absolutely no, I'm not saying that. No, you're saying that. I absolutely believe that Houston Rockets team would have beaten them. Absolutely believe that they would have beaten them. Yes, Michael Jordan. They absolutely would have beaten them because number one, Horace Grant was gone. So your dirty work guy is gone. So we'll start there. Dennis Rodman doesn't show up till the next year. All right. So your dirty work guy is gone. You got Tony Kukoc. You got Steve Kerr. And that team is a damn good team. Please don't get me wrong when I say that team isn't a damn good team. But they had no answer, like I just mentioned, Lo.
No
not only did they not have any size, they had no answer for Hakeem Olajuwon.
He needed rebounds.
Mike when it was all on the line. Mike didn't do what your boy do. Mike don't choke when he get on the big
Michael
stage.
Jordan.
When Mike get on the big stage, you can put your house, your cars, you can put the woman, you can put the kids, you can put the whole estate on Michael Jeffrey Jordan when it's all on the wood. When he in the NBA Finals, it's perfect.
I don't think
who was harder to contain, Shaq or Hakeem at that time?
I tell you what, Dell. I think one of the best things that happened to Jordan was him retiring because we'd be talking about him way different had he stayed and they had to see that Rockets team.
This isn't about Jordan.
You said this to me before and I don't agree with it. And you brought up the regular season stats and numbers. But like even that year, I think the Jazz had beat the Bulls twice in the regular season. Came back from like 20 points I seen from watching The Last Dance.
They beat them 5 times in 6 tries, though. That's something completely different. That was a matchup. The Houston Rockets was a matchup.
But it's still regular.
They were a matchup.
Regular season.
They were a
matchup. The matchup nightmare was Hakeem,
and he was the difference. He
right.
was the difference.
But they also played against Shaq, and I think swept him. And now what? We're not gonna poo-poo Orlando Shaq. We're not gonna do
No,
that.
we're not. Hell no, we're not. Hell no, we're not.
So if they found a way to get through Shaq, I think Jordan at his peak at that time, like I think he's finding a way to get through Hakeem as well. This is
the reason why I don't like this.
What we're doing is comparing the Rockets to Dirk
Bulls. Oh yeah,
right.
Dirk's ring. That's the question.
That's where we are.
When I'm doing that, I actually am picking Dirk's ring still over the Rockets. Yeah. And here's why I'm picking it over the Rockets. One, they're the defending champs, and we all know, according to their coach, you never underestimate the heart of a champion. So let's go one with that. Two, we know when championship teams, we know they know what to do. They know how to rest themselves throughout the regular season. They don't care necessarily. I get it, 6 seed is still impressive, but they're not worried about where they finish. They know that the playoffs is a different season. So they want to be ready and going into the season. Olajuwon had a legit, it wasn't working at first, but he did have a legit number 2 in Clyde Drexler. Let's not sleep on how good Clyde Drexler was. Arguably, Hakeem Olajuwon is the best two-way player in the game, offensively and defensively in that year. Even though he's not the MVP, it's David Robinson. Let's be honest, you're still probably picking Olajuwon over David Robinson every single time. Who did they go through to get to the final? They went through a team, Utah, that never made it. Wasn't in the final with those two guys. And when they did, they never won a final. They went against Phoenix that never won a final with Karl Malone, who never won a final. They went against the Spurs, who at that point never won a final until a few years later when they get Tim Duncan. And then they beat the Orlando Magic, who, yes, were young. Shaq was incredible. It was amazing. So don't get me wrong. Again, every run is impressive, but you had a guy who wasn't a defending champ, who went through it without a legit number 2, and went through champions and went through I don't believe in this, but went through a super team with the greatest player in the world.
But that Miami Heat, though, Tom,
still by a bit. I still have Dirk's one.
But that Miami Heat team didn't win the NBA championship, and that's your logic.
They won it the next year.
They won it the next year, right? But
right.
And if that's
none of those guys won.
D Wade won.
That was 5 years before. So
he still had some pedigree because he was killing in that finals.
He was, and that was a different Dwayne Wade when he played with James. That was a completely different Dwayne Wade. I'm not going to fight.
And that's what I'm saying. No. It's still impressive what the Rockets did. And anytime you go back to back, because that's rare. And I still think Dirk's is a little.
And not only that, Tony, you got to make sure that you remember that in that series when they played against Phoenix, who doesn't have a championship, they were down 3-1 in that series. And they ended up coming back and beating them.
Winning in 7. I know.
That's a big deal.
5 games, 7 games.
That's a huge deal. And to overcome that sort of adversity, I think that was, to be honest with you, of all Olajuwon's championships, the 2 that he won, I think that was the best one.
I lost that 3-1 lead.
Say that one more time, Del. I didn't hear you.
Who was on that Phoenix team that lost the 3-1 lead?
Charles, Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley.
No. I know. I just want to hear Charles losing 3-1 based on his KD's takes.
No,
everybody has KD over Barkley.
I need to hear who you're taking before we move on to the next team.
I'm still taking Dirk. I mean, I understand, but also Barkley wasn't 100% healthy. Let's just be clear with that. But I know some of y'all don't like when I say that. But I'm taking Dirk. The reason why, even though yes, the Rockets were a 6 seed. They weren't like a normal 6-seeded team. But when they added Clyde Drexler to the roster, I know they didn't take off immediately, but their ceiling was much higher. And then when the playoffs kicked in, like man, it was more than just Hakeem. You had Clyde Drexler giving you 20 points, which at that time was a very legitimate second option. Everybody was knocking down threes. Robert Ory, Kenny Smith, Mario Ely, like all of them were not all of them were hitting threes at like an abnormal rate, like a very abnormal rate. And fair enough, you can argue the similar things with Dallas in some of those series, but the entire playoffs they were all knocking down threes. And I say that because I've recently watched the Rockets and Suns series. Like I watched it like 2-3 days ago.
Can I tell you how ridiculous it was? Granted, it was the shortened 3-point line. Ori shot 40% for the playoffs. Kenny Smith 44%. Mario Ellie 43%, Sam Cassell's 40%.
Yeah, it
like
was crazy.
That's insane.
It was insane. The amount of threes that they were just raining in. It was when I was watching, I was like, man, everybody just making.
And those are like 3, 4, 5,
and with all of that, with all of that you guys mentioned, with the exception of the NBA Finals, every series that they was in, the first round against Utah, 5 games because it was a 5-game series. It went 5 games. Playing against Phoenix, 7 games when they played against Phoenix. Against San Antonio, 6 games. So they was in dog fights. Yeah, in all of these playoff series, they were in dog fights.
Like you said, it's still impressive, and it's definitely not impressive. But we talking about like going through, like you sweeping Kobe and the Lakers, you going back and forth with the Thunder, and then you go to Miami and you were down in the Miami series, and the way that Dirk was just closing out Miami practically every single game was crazy. It was just crazy. So again, it's an impressive ring. That's the reason why it's up in this conversation. But
weren't they clowning, making fun of Dirk?
Yeah.
That came back to bite him.
It did. Yes, it did.
All right, y'all. The next ring we're gonna move on to is the 04 Pistons. Now, this Pistons team, they obviously beat the Lakers team that had just previously been in the championship or three-peated, and also in the championship, and also they beat the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat the Nets, who were just in the championship the year prior, and then they beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. You guys tell me if this Pistons team's ring was more valid than Dirk's ring.
I'll be quick with this. No, It wasn't. It wasn't. No. First of all, that Eastern Conference was horrible. So that I don't really care about anything that happened in the Eastern Conference. That Eastern Conference was whack. Also, I mean, they beat the Lakers. They beat the team that was supposed to go out there, be the super team, and really had Kobe in his head, and Kobe was just basically playing himself and his whole team out of the series. It's still outside of what they did defensively, which is historic. I just still don't think that it was. I don't think it's as impressive as Dirk and them. I just don't. The Eastern Conference was whack. It was whack East.
That's baddies.
Baddies.
Even if that's true, Dale. I mean, the Nets swept them the year before in the playoffs. They didn't lose to the Nets the year before. They swept them in the year before, and for them to come back the next year and to beat the Nets, that's a big deal. That is bad.
No, the only thing I give this Pistons, they finals. Well, that's one of the most. It might be more impressive, bro. The run. No, but the NBA Finals beating that Lakers team 4-1, the way they beat them, smacking them, might be better than Dirk against Miami.
And
just
here's
the
why,
finals, but not the run.
And here's why, Lo. I'm 100% confident that if they would have played that Laker team 10 times, they would have beat them 9 times. 4 to 5 games, they held that Laker team under 90 points.
It was wicked.
They held that team under, and not only did they hold them under 90 points, that crew was put together specifically to win it. That's why they went and got Gary Payton. That's why they went and got Karl Malone. Even though Karl Malone at that point, he was over. And I'm not going to even lie and try to say that Karl Malone he was over at that point. But that's why they got Gary Payton. That's why they brought Karl Malone in. That's why Kobe Bryant was still there. That's why Shaq was still there. So this team was equipped to win the NBA championship.
For sure, definitely.
Only except Detroit straight smoked them dudes.
Definitely.
And they smoked them in a number of different ways where they ended up pushing the Lakers away from the basket. Even though I think Shaq averaged something like 34
Push them away from each other. They broke up after that.
But you could argue that team in Miami was also built to win the championship. Like that's the reason why they got them together. So I understand what you're saying. I still think
I just feel how
that East was whack. That East was just bad.
Yeah,
that was a whack.
No, the run is but you see, like with Bron versus if Bron plays better, they win. I don't think the Lakers had a chance.
They didn't. I'm telling you, Lo. I'm telling you, if Detroit plays them 10 times, they beat them 9.
I see what you're saying. It was just that was a wack East. It was a wack East.
Yo, Fluent.
It was the run was it was gross.
Which ring was more valid? Who had the harder route? Dirk's Mavericks, or those 04 Pistons?
I'm still going with Dirk. I'm still going with Dirk. Yeah.
I'm going with Dirk, yeah.
That Pistons team was just that team was special. That team was special, and they did have, I don't want to say an easy way through the East. It's never easy. Can I blame it on Karl Malone getting hurt? Since we're blaming people on getting hurt, can I blame it there?
He was 40 though, Tone.
Yo, Ticket. Which direction you going?
Dirk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dirk Nowitzki, man. I mean, like I said, Kobe, KD. LeBron.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, got you. All right, I think this might heat things up a bit more before we get to our last ring. I have Kawhi in 2019 with the Raptors.
No. That's a terrible ring. No, that's a terrible ring. No,
that's a great example. That's a great example. Great example. I take that one over Dirk.
No, stop, please stop.
I don't think
nobody's taking it over Dirk.
No way. Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, you're from Toronto. That's why.
Yeah, don't forget that. Don't leave that.
I actually hate this on the list. I would actually, but I don't know what the last one is yet before I say what I have to say. But this shouldn't even be on the list. Honestly.
It shouldn't be on the list. It shouldn't.
But
why is it not on the list?
Because Kevin Durant was hurt.
Joel Embiid and the incredible 76ers. They broke up that team. They got rid of Jimmy Butler after that, right? You were talking about breaking up teams. Then they beat your best player in the world in Giannis, and then they beat your.
He wasn't the best player in the world yet, Tone. Don't do that.
And then they beat your super team Warriors. This is a great run.
Nah, he trolled.
Well, the KD being hurt, that logic doesn't work, Low. And the reason why that logic doesn't work is because the reason why you can't use that logic, because if you're going to use that logic, you got to use the same logic and rewind the clock back 3 years before that when Kawhi Leonard rolls his ankle in the Western Conference Championship and they're up 20. Exactly. So you got to use that same logic.
Okay, yeah, they was up 20. They was up 20 for the Spurs in that game one. But do you really think they was going to beat the Warriors that year?
I think they had a legit shot at beating them. Yes, I do. I don't know if they would have beat them, but I think that they had a legit shot at beating the Warriors that year. No question about that.
It also wasn't just Kevin Durant.
Then Clay ended up getting hurt.
Clay also got hurt as well.
Played 5.5 games.
Hold on,
but in the game in which he was playing, where he was going out his mind.
He had 38, right? He had 38.
He was playing great, and you know who wasn't playing great?
Crazy.
The other dude wasn't playing great, which would explain why they were losing.
They were stopping Curry.
Yeah,
they were also. We got to put context. They were doubling Curry practically every play.
Right.
It was
exactly. Nasty. Yes.
Well, but what I'm saying is what I'm saying is taking somebody who was playing at that level out of the game as well, on top of Durant also not playing. It's like, bro, what are we? It's not in the conversation. It shouldn't.
And I'm not gonna. I do think it's Dirk.
The run.
I do believe it's Dirk.
Everybody was healthy for the Philadelphia and for Milwaukee, and I know you don't like regular season. The Raptors also swept with a healthy KD and Curry in the regular season. That Warriors team. You guys now play that Raptors team so much, and I don't know why. That was a really good team.
Also, Ben Simmons on the Sixers is like playing 6-on-4. Like he played for the other team. That's how bad it is.
What Jalen Rose said? Jalen Rose said he with us.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, he not on that
team.
Come on. It's 6-on-4.
Are you with the majority of the panel and think that this isn't close, or do you think it's a little closer than what everybody else is saying?
Ticket running out of gas.
I ain't run out of gas, nigga. The answer is Dirk Nowitzki.
Is it Dirk?
Dirk has the greatest ring ever, bro. All you did was put Kawhi in. I love Kawhi. All you did was put Kawhi on a team that was already ready-made. It was already going to the Eastern Conference Finals. So all Kawhi had to do was go. And then KD's there. Kawhi don't win the chip anyways. So I don't think like I said,
no, don't do the ifs. Don't do the ifs.
Wait, who's the last ring? Who's the last ring? Just go to the last ring. This was shit.
Last but not
least, the American media always disrespecting the Canadian Raptors.
Oh my goodness.
Last but not least, you know exactly where I'm going.
The fact that you let him get these whack ass ad libs off is killing me, bro. like, and you just sit there and smile. I know you don't want to smile.
Yo,
who's the last
ring? We have none other than LeBron coming back from 3-1. Was that ring tougher than Dirk's ring?
I still don't say it was tougher. I actually don't. I still think Dirk's is. I think Dirk.
The
Dirk
ring could be but the run, no.
The run, no.
The run, no.
The run, no. It's a whack ass East. What are we talking about? It's that LeBron was on the team that was by far clearly the best team in that conference, bro. It's just not.
Is this low talking?
I've been saying I have a whole video breaking down the Eastern Conference that LeBron has been in through. It's a whack. That East is whack.
I have a question.
Hey, I'm just telling.
Why Isaiah back to back? None of these rings is up here. I think that's Thomas? Yeah. That should have been probably up here more than the Toronto.
That's what I'm saying. There's other Duncan's 03 ring could have been out there over Toronto. Like when did Isaiah Thomas
or his 05 ring?
03 for sure. Going after Shaq and Kobe, getting them out of there after a 3-peat. Yeah, facts.
But to answer the question, Ron, since you're the host, man, no, I still got Dirk. I mean, What LeBron and them did was amazing. And again, if you want to just isolate it to the finals, I think you have a legitimate argument. But if you're talking about the whole run itself, bro, like that, the competition that Dirk had to go through just to get to the finals and the way that he had to perform just to get to the finals, like every single round. Like if you just go look at his numbers en route to the finals, it's ridiculous. And then when you get to the finals, the way that he closed them out every win, it's also ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And I think all of that is trumped by coming back from down 3-1. No other team in NBA history has ever done that.
But that's the only reason it's on this list, right?
I think it's trumped. For that reason right there, I think that trumps it. For that reason right there. And because they trumped a team that was considered, if they win it, they're the best team in NBA history. And for them to come back being down 3-1 and win the NBA championship, I think that trumps everything that you just said, Lo.
And let me ask you this.
You're picking LeBron's, you're picking the Cavs?
Yes.
Wow. You know they went 4-0, 4-0, 4-2, right? Against the East. Like they didn't have to run.
So can you say that again about can you say that again about that Warriors team?
If they win the NBA championship, they're the best team in NBA history.
People were saying that before, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna get into this. I'll just pause. I'll just go low. I'm not gonna bring up why people get so mad at KD for them coming back from 3-1 if everybody was viewing them like this. I'm not even gonna get into that. Low, you had a question. Go ahead, my brother.
You think it was better than the Bulls? Than the 70-win Bulls?
If they won it,
yeah.
I think they would. I don't even think the 70 Bulls is the best. I don't think that's the best team of all time. I think those Magic Lakers, some of them teams are. I think just like from
to be honest with you, Ticket, I don't think that was the best team Jordan was on. I think that 91-92 team was the best team he was ever on. Even though he won 72 games, I think that 91-92 team that he was on, I think that was better than that.
And I think Horace Grant in that first three-peat gets grossly underrated. Like,
yeah, he does.
Grossly underrated.
Yeah, he does.
Horace Grant did it. Horace Grant did his job.
Yeah, no doubt.
To bring it back, does anybody have LeBron's 3-1 comeback better than Dirk's reign?
Chill.
Other than Chill.
Nah,
Chill got it. Chill got that up there, man.
Okay. All right. So Chill gave his ring that he thinks is. Well, I don't know if you think this is the greatest, but everybody has said Dirk up until this point, and Chill just went with LeBron's 3-1. I want to know who's everybody's greatest ring. Is it Dirk, or do you guys have somebody else? Lo, I know you mentioned possibly Duncan. Do you guys have something else other than Dirk's ring or the 3-1 ring for Chill? Let's go around the room. I want to start with you, Fluent.
No, I in terms of most impressive, which, like I said, I don't know if that's your question. No, I have Dirk's.
Got you. Lo, where you going?
Yeah, I think that just like you said, as far as impressiveness, like going through the gauntlet, I mean, maybe Duncan 03, and just based off of like what he was doing. I know that the finals wasn't that impressive because they were going up against the Nets, but the teams in which he went up against, in contrast to who he had on his roster, I think that's up there. Also, I've recently seen the 98 final run from Jordan, and my Pippen slander propaganda started picking up again because he wasn't doing the damn thing. So yeah,
with the bad back.
But that's the thing though. Jordan was still leading that team through the East, and then eventually got to the finals and still came back.
He was always doing that, Lo. That was never a question.
What I'm saying is even with his help
to win a final game, like that's damn.
What I'm saying, even with his help diminishing, it was still the same result. Like, and I'm like, that's crazy because like at that point, we can't even like. I get Pip was Pip,
but he wasn't Pip. But he wasn't Pip.
And you brought up Ben Simmons playing for like.
Yeah, Pip, I ain't gonna lie. There was some possession.
Rodman, you playing 4 and 5 on offense.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that bad until I watched The Last Dance. Because I remember
he couldn't even walk.
He really couldn't move. Bro.
I was bugging out watching this, and I'm thinking to myself, when you talk, go after him. Why y'all?
I couldn't. It was gross. But
go after him.
One of the most underrated rings, and it's going to sound crazy to people. I think the 96 Bulls, that whole year is such an underrated, like based on everything y'all are saying.
Yeah.
Bro, Mike just coming back, his first training camp, him just playing a half a season. Bro, winning 72 games, doing what they did. I just think that's my favorite Bulls team, that 96 Bulls, because every single thing, like, all right, Mike is back. Does he still got it? Does he he had so much still to
Will it
prove, which
work
is
with Dennis
crazy in
Rodman?
that year.
Right?
With Dennis Rodman, he had so much
the
more
league
to
was
prove.
giving up on Rodman at that point. Don't forget,
he just had so much more to prove, and coming back, winning 2 games, starting how they start out, like him being him, like it was him changing his game, like just everything. How Mike came back in '96. That's my favorite Bulls, and I remember that time.
But is that the most impressive or the hardest ring?
I think it's, for me, it's still, I would still probably lean heavily into Dirk. It's just because I remember.
I'm just bringing up I'm just bringing up Dirk is probably Trump's, but I'm just bringing up like moments of his life that I was like,
I vividly remember that Dirk run. I vividly remember watching, like I remember like them on the brink of sweeping the Lakers, and I vividly remember like people saying, "Nah, Kobe gonna get one." Kobe.
I was blown away that they swept them. I was flabbergasted that they swept them out the playoffs. So those two rings around that I mentioned, those are the two. They're not my favorite, but the ones that we listed, those two are the ones that I put up against Dirk that I think were better. Now, my best is I think that 91-92 Bulls team. I think that's the best team that Jordan was on, and in the process of him being on that team, the fact that the run that they had, I mean, they almost got bounced by the Knicks. They beat the Knicks in Game 7 in the Eastern Conference semifinals, and Jordan went off on them for 42. I'm sorry. He went 42-7 that game, and Scottie Pippen was doing what Scottie Pippen does. It's either that one or that 0-1 Lakers team, because that was the best team Shaq had ever been on. No doubt.
Oh yeah, that's right. Always Lakers.
Yeah.
Let's not. Lakers was crazy as well.
0-1 Lakers is great. That's a good. That's a good.
If we're throwing out,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
If we're throwing out, the 79-80 Lakers too. That was impressive for me.
I have not seen that. I'm not going to act like I've seen it. But the 0-1 Lakers, 0-1 Lakers.
That was beautiful.
They were low. The way I described the 0-1 Lakers, I don't even give you context or anything like that. The way I described the Lakers to anybody that I talked to, they were a half a mile freight train with no brakes. That's how I described them.
They was different.
And then
the 17 Warriors was kind of like that too. They steamrolled the same way that 0-1 Lakers, like playoff wise. It was just. But I think they both went 15-1. If I'm not.
The difference is that the Lakers went undefeated on the road in the playoffs. Never happened in NBA history. It hasn't happened before they did it or since they did it. Nobody has done that.
They lost game 1 of the finals at home. Yep.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I'm being honest, because even I don't really got a love fest, but the Kobe and Shaq at that time, I've only seen LeBron and Wade and Jordan and Pippen as a duo, just be automatic, just like play after play after play after play. And I'm like, bro, this is the way that, like, for example, the way that Wade and LeBron was eating up the Pacers, I think in like 2013 or 2014, it was like backdoor cut, 3-point shot, cutting through the lane. Like, it was just like
fast break, one pass,
fast break. It was just like, they were just like in tune with it. I was like, this is nuts. This is crazy. And
even if you hated them, it was fun to watch.
It was funny. Oh my God, it was fun. But then I've seen the Lakers when they beat up the Kings that year, where Kobe and Shaq was like taking turns. Was
Kobe was wilding Doug Christie.
Yes, and it was like I was thinking like, bro, he don't even look like he could defend anybody right now. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I always think about that because Kobe was really just 21 years old, bro. And when you like that
series is crazy. That Kobe
that went to 7, no.
No, they swept them. No, swept.
Oh, no.
02.
I mean,
01.
01. Okay.
Smoke them dudes, Dale.
Okay, 01. It went to 7 another player.
The next year.
In 01, Kobe averaging 35 against them. Doug Christie can't stand in front of him. He grabbing 9 rebounds.
I told you.
Shaq getting 33 and 17.
All the rebounds, his own dunks.
It's ridiculous.
I told you, and I'm pretty sure you saw the post, Lo, that I said the best game that I ever been to, and I was there when John Stockton broke the all-time steals record. I seen Jordan play live. I seen Karl Malone play. I seen the Bad Boy Pistons. The best game that I've ever seen live was I was in the building in Arco Arena when the Sacramento Kings got swept. Kobe went 48-16.
Bro, it was crazy.
It was incredible. I never seen nothing like that before.
I think it's that game that I've seen where I was like, bro, Kobe is just
never seen nothing like that in my life. I walked out that arena like, yo, this dude is incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy. People have to, if there's everybody who watching it, go on YouTube and find that, because that series is on YouTube. Bro, Kobe and Shaq look like gods. They just out there, just anything they touch is just going, and it's crazy. I ain't never seen a duo like that. That is insane. Nuts. And he was getting to the lane and he took like 20 free throws that game. He was just getting to the lane at will. He's like, I don't care. I'm just getting to the basket. It don't really matter. It's insane.
Ticket. I need your most impressive ring of all time before I move into these super chats?
Dirk.
Facts. He got LeBron out of there. Any ticket. He got LeBron out of there, man.
Nah, it ain't about that. It's just
After
about when you get Kobe. And listen, nobody talk about. See, and this is what I love about Kobe. Nobody told y'all that Kobe's ankle was the size of a grapefruit that series. Nobody talk about Kobe being hurt that series because he never made excuses. But we still give Dirk full credit because he swept them dudes. He went through those guys. That was a series Phil Jackson was punching Pau Gasol in his chest, telling him to wake up. What is you doing? See what I'm saying? The man, that was legendary. Dirk, he'll never lay that down because, like I said,
don't low.
He was, bro. Tyson Chandler was murdering. I was like, yo, Dirk, what are you doing, dog? What's up? You gonna get a board or something? Like, what's going on, bro? Tyson Chandler was babying that.
No, I thought you was gonna say something about the Kobe ankles.
Oh no. He was. I was disappointed in Powell that series. I was like, bro, Powell, I don't know what you doing, bro.
Yeah, they couldn't get one. Yeah.
He couldn't. It was nasty, bro. It was nasty.
All right, y'all. Into the super chats we go. Jason's son F said, "What year was called?" Oh no. We got to.
You already got that. Yeah,
we already got to that.
All right, here we go. Wade in 06 because he scored 42, 36, 43, and 36 after being down 2-0 to close out this series. No one on his team averaged 15 points.
Went to the foul line.
The Bulls, Nets, and Detroit.
Yeah, I can't.
No, he had a good final run statistically wise.
No, he did.
Yeah. So, but that's
it's not
still not better than Dirk.
No, the one that was impressive is when he did to the Pistons. Kudos to him. I love D Wade, but y'all gotta watch that 06 finals. They were doubling Shaq practically every single time he touched the ball. I know Shaq didn't score as many points, and I get that's like the whole shtick, but go watch it, bro. Every single time Shaq touched the ball, he was getting double. He had that level of attention.
Wade set a record for free throws. He shot. If you go back, and if I remember correctly, Wade shot over 44 more free throws than Michael Jordan ever shot in any final series. It wasn't even close. He almost shot 100 free throws in a 6-game series. Yeah, it was something ridiculous, like 44 more free throws than Jordan did in any series or any final series. So
it's not a knock on Wade, but it was just it's not.
All right, my next super chat from Mad Cat John. He said, "Why don't people bring up the amount of Hall of Fame coaches MJ faced and beat? Does that matter to anyone? They always bring up MJ having Phil.
Don't matter to me.
What?
Because Kevin Durant ain't gonna win nothing until he got a Hall of Fame coach on him.
Oh, I don't even say stuff like that, but the coaches honestly just don't matter. Like I think Phil Jackson helped Michael Jordan as much as Michael Jordan helped Phil.
Hey, put that back on the screen. Put that on the screen.
Speaking of Kevin Durant, my man Brooklyn's very own with the super chat said, "Much respect to the panel. Ticket, Braun lost 6 finals and he's still better than Jordan all time."
Hey, look, you tell me.
I'm of the same mindset like Chill Town. Braun is the greatest player I've ever seen.
Who is supplying these dudes, bro?
It's the minority. It's the minority.
He said it's the best he's ever seen. That just means he hadn't seen Jordan. That's all.
It's the minority. That's what I'm saying. Hey, no, but I'm saying Fluent. A lot of these dudes that's living now, that's in this era, didn't see Mike. That's why I get so mad at Chill. Chill saw Mike, and this man sitting up there talking about.
But shouldn't you appreciate him thinking of Braun because he did see Mike?
Chill saw Mike.
One more time for the people in the cheap seats, Dale.
But I don't agree with him. But he did. He's seen.
One more.
Because I don't agree with his Magic Larry Bird stuff. But I'm not gonna sit here and
one more time for the people in the cheap seats. It took me a long. It wasn't like I just came up with that logic one day.
Chill. Okay, you hook your wagon. Hold on, Chill. You hook your wagon to Dell, who thinks Bird is 108th all time. You go ahead and do that, brother.
That's not hitching a wagon. Like I could believe that, but he doesn't. That's the fact of everybody's mind is they always got to try to negate someone from their own opinion and thoughts, no matter how stupid it sounds to you guys.
It's not even that though, Dale. It's the logic
like
that I
he's
come
seen
with,
more errors than all of us. This is why when he says some stuff, I be like, "Oh, all right, cool." That's
no, Dale. But
thank you for thinking I look young, but we're the same age. We've seen the same amount of ball.
If y'all the same age, I gotta go to Canada too.
Ask Chilltown. Hey, ask Chilltown which finals did LeBron James lose to make him feel like he was better than Mike? Which one was it?
But why though? It doesn't have. I don't have to ask him that.
Me and Chill had this debate multiple times, and the one thing we both agree on is that we respect our opinions are different, but we respect each other's opinion. Say, oh, he has his reasons for having one. I have my reasons for having the other. I'm not going to change his mind. He's never going to change my mind.
Here's the biggest cap Chill ever told. He came on here last week and said that the OKC Thunder didn't want to build a good team around KD. Man,
I didn't say.
He built a unit around him.
I did not say that. What I said was quote. What I said was quote. KD didn't think that he could win with this unit. That's what I said. I didn't say. In fact, what I said was quote. They did a phenomenal job in building that unit around KD. That's what I said. Once again, they did a phenomenal job of building that unit around, which they did a phenomenal job of building that unit around KD. KD didn't think he could win with that unit. That's what I said.
And they put the short motion up. Y'all put that man words up there because it's on a short video of when me and him was talking about that whole situation. Put it up there, bro. This man sat up here with a straight face.
Send it to me and I'll put it up. I don't know what video you're talking about. Send it to me and I'll put it up.
At first, they built a great team.
Yo, Stanley was good.
Yo, next super chat, my man Big Meech. He just threw it. He didn't say anything. He just threw a super chat up there. Appreciate you.
Big Meech.
Klaus said, because Ticket said Carmelo's impact is better than Kobe. Curry won this year, so his impact is better than Giannis.
Okay, well, first of all, who had better players? Who had better teammates? Curry. So it's easier for your impact to be
That's
better.
what Low said to you.
What I said earlier.
Yo, we're not getting back into this.
Fluent, I love that one.
No, we're not getting back into this. We're too far.
Don't cut me off like that, man.
No, bro, I'm just reading the super chat. We're not getting back into this.
I didn't say that.
We're just going to end the show. Because I'm saying, bro,
we do need to end the show. I'm tired.
We do.
You know, I look for I get my beauty sleep.
Yeah.
All right, my man Klaus said, "Oh, hold on,
that's the same one.
Purple and gold. Giannis will either finish as the GOAT or top 5.
The GOAT, no, but top 5 maybe.
I think that
one said, does joining up or making your own super team hurt your GOAT case? To me, that hurts both LeBron and KD.
I agree. I agree. See, Ticket, I agree, man. That's just chill. That's chill, man. I agree.
That's all. I was saying something what you said.
In my opinion, there's a cap on Kevin Durant. He can't. It's only so high he can go.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you, but I was just saying that his team.
This is gonna extend the show, Ron. I got to get out of here.
I'm out. Hold on. I'm not extending the show. I'm just saying I said his team, Carmelo's team, to me wasn't as good as Low said it was. That's all I'm saying.
All right, purple and gold with it. Or hold on, my bad. I keep doing that. Yo, David Hubble said, look at the Warriors' winning percentage without Steph in the last 7 years.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Kaiser Sosa again said, Wade in 06, discuss it. See previous super chat. Respect. We talked about it. We got around to it. Thanks for both super chats. Appreciate you, player.
We talked about it.
Let's talk basketball with the super chat. He said, which all-stars and role players do you think Michael Jordan will want to play with the most in today's game? That's a good question.
None of them. None of the all superstars. Mike will.
He said all-star. He said all-star, right? He said all-star.
All-stars. Mike would have
I would think he would want to play with Giannis.
Or he said all-stars and role players.
No. Here's why. Think about it. He liked Pippen, a guy who could bring up the ball, rebound, kind of do all those things. That would be perfect. Bigger, stronger.
Pippen. No. Okay, yeah. Fluent. Giannis in year one. Giannis in year one.
Right. Not now. Not now.
No. He never said now.
No.
I think he wouldn't mind playing with PG though.
Well, who?
Paul George.
I don't think Paul George is a superstar though, but I think he would be fine playing with Paul George. I think he would.
It's like Jordan would play with anybody that would know their role so that he could win. That's what Jordan.
And Paul George is one of them players because he fell right in line behind Kawhi. He know exactly. He know exactly who he is.
That's not true. I disagree on that. No, go ahead. We talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
He almost beat your boy super team.
Shanny 2X said, Ticket, how is that Hakeem's fault?
I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. I just told Chilltown that Mike not playing in that against him in that finals means something. Mike was undefeated in the finals. You can't take that against Mike. I don't care what nobody said. You can't put it against a man that was undefeated in a championship round and never went to a game 7. I don't care.
And with all of that being said, I don't think he loses one night of sleep knowing that he ain't had to see Olajuwon in the finals. I don't think he loses a night of sleep.
Mike won't scared of nobody, man.
Yeah.
He won't run from no smoke.
Olajuwon wasn't either.
All right, moving along. Right. My man Easy Eye said, didn't Isaiah beat Jordan, Bird, and Magic in the same year, or am I tripping?
1989 to win the NBA championship. Yes, he did.
Look at the squad and look at Dirk's squad. Easy.
Facts. Yeah. The talent around him.
That was an impressive run that needs more credit, though.
It does, though. It does, yeah, for sure. But it's the squads.
It wasn't Larry and them getting older that time?
Yeah, in 89. Yeah, in 89.
Larry was older. Jordan was just about to get there. Magic was MVP.
Yes, he was.
Did Bird even play in 89?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Bird didn't play in 89. He played in 90. He played in 90. He didn't play in 89. He screwed his back up in 89. He broke his back. Yeah, he screwed his back up.
So he didn't beat him in 89. So let's come on.
All right, Mad Max with the super chat. He said that 2010 Laker run from Kobe, the hardest run.
No, it's not the hardest. It's an impressive run, but it's not the hardest though.
No.
It's impressive.
It would have been captive to play LeBron.
Andrew G said, Ticket, when you see Shaq, get on him for saying Jordan wouldn't be a top 5 player today.
No, that's crazy. He said that.
Nobody's believing that.
Oh, yeah. Y'all done missed nasty Shaq episodes.
I
know we on the panel. Shaq don't be up here, but Shaq is one of the nastiest individuals.
Oh, that's Shaq. I thought you meant like Shaquille O'Neal.
You talking about Shaq? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shaq that be up in this top left corner that Fluent in. Oh, he be on something different.
Yeah.
No, he want to be a top 5 player. No, that's crazy.
The panel has a more Fluent top left. I appreciate it.
Hey, Ron, it's about that time, my man.
901.
I got a few more to read right quick. Just let me get through these. Who is Brandon FML? He said, who had the greatest finals or greatest individual finals performance?
Jordan.
92 Jordan.
All right, there we go. We're just going to leave it at that. Lieben Ali said, the GOAT army growing. We don't respect the gambler.
That's corny. I'm good. I ain't doing
That's
that.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Purple and gold with another super chat. He said, where will Giannis finish all time?
If he continues to go where if he continues at this pace right now, at minimum, he's a top 10 player.
Minimum. Yep. With top 5 potential.
Yeah.
DJ White said, if the 08 Lakers beat the Celtics, where would that ring rank to you guys?
That'd be the second greatest ring of all time, if not the first.
Well, not only the second greatest, Lo, he three-peating twice.
Yeah.
Right. Now we're having a different conversation about Kobe Bryant. Totally a completely different conversation about him.
Excuse me, chill, but we can say this too. Check this out. I mean, real talk, if Bynum and Whatchamacall's not hurt during that series, we might be having that conversation.
We might have it's true. We might be having a different conversation.
If Bynum was hurt and he still won, oh no, that's definitely
we arguing Kobe Jordan 1-2. It ain't Kobe LeBron 1-2.
That ain't, to be honest with you, that is not nonsense. That is not
ridiculous to say that.
Nope, it's not. It's not.
Wrap it up. Let's go.
Bro, they coming in with the
I got 3 more.
3 more, okay.
If Bron wins in 07, where do you rank that ring? Just one person. Fluent, you want to go? You haven't answered the question yet.
Ticket.
That's a big one. That's big. I ain't gonna front. That's big.
If LeBron wins in 07,
yeah.
Oh, that might be.
That might be number one. That might be one.
That might be one. I think, you know what? Actually, I won't even set on the edge. That is number one. If he wins in 07, that's number one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I got it on 2.
All right, Mad Max with a super duper chat. He said in Ticket, your KD 27 is very nasty, especially having Chuck over KD when Chuck forced his way out of Philly to Phoenix, then lost to the Dream back-to-back just to join him.
He did do that.
And not when KD did what Chuck can't.
No, he didn't.
And Ticket, KD at 27 is very nasty.
He went at the end of he went the last 4 years of his career to Houston, and then not only he was an old man when he went to Houston, he wasn't the same player, and neither was Akeem and Clyde. They weren't the same players when he went over there. KD went to the Warriors in his prime, young fella, and then not only that,
the next year.
Stop confusing the Charles Barkley you see on TNT with the guy who played basketball. It's not the same dude.
He was old when he got to Houston. He was over.
Nowhere near the same, bro.
Yeah, he was on the other side.
Shaq, come on, man. Cut this
not the same.
All right, last one. Let's wrap it up. And while I'm reading this one, like the video, get us up over 1,000, please and thank you. Appreciate y'all for tapping in with us. We went a little bit longer this show, but it's been a good one, and I know y'all can agree with that. Last super chat from Chris Mack. He said, I was watching one of y'all episodes the other day. Ticket, there's no way Jordan is beating the 2017 Warriors.
This is
Bro,
crazy.
that's easy. Hold on. That's easy. Hold on.
You're absolutely right. No,
That's easy work.
he's
That's
right.
easy.
No, he's right. There's no way Jordan is beating them. There's 100 ways the Bulls are.
The Bulls are beating them. And I'm gonna tell you why, bro. We already saw Houston Rockets take them. The Houston Rockets would have beat them in 6 games. 6 games if CP3 doesn't get hurt. Cut the cap out, man. And then let's think about this. The dead homie Pat Beverly took him 6 games. He took that Warriors team 6 games. So you gonna tell me Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the man that walked in the air? Guys, sometimes I dream that he is me. You think that dude ain't gonna smoke out a perennial choker in KD, dude like to stack the deck in Steph Curry, $100 million man who ain't a Hall of Famer in Draymond Green? Stop playing with me, man.
Which Bulls? You'll have to be 96. You gotta be 90. It gotta be 96. You gotta be 96.
96. I don't care which Bulls team, bro. Listen,
Nah, it gotta be 96. Gotta be
bro,
96.
listen,
96.
bro.
The 89 Bulls.
We overrated KD.
No, okay.
We overrated KD. Like I said, bro. The Warriors got taken 6. They got taken 6 games by the Clippers without Kawhi or Paul George. That's first of all. Second of all, everybody in this chat room knows Houston would have beat them if CP3 doesn't get hurt in 6. So you gonna tell me that Mike couldn't beat those dudes? Man, get out of here, man.
All right, y'all. We appreciate everybody that tapped in. We will be here at the same time next week with some more hot topics for your favorite people to debate. We out of here.
Yes, sir. Take it like